Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
I need it!
Hey, how are you?
This is amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we back once again for another episode of the Bromigos podcast, coming to you every other week, baby. We back. You already know it's your boy Daint Money.
It's your boy, the undercover brother. Pump your fist if you feel me and holler if you hear me.
Mm-hmm. Wow, nobody can hear this nigga.
Yeah, you're muted, Mike.
Listen, I hate going. See, that's why, because I hate going after that shit. It's your boy Panama Red. How's it going, everybody? What's going on?
That's funny as hell.
You just bring the seasoning back to it. It's like I take it all away and then you bring it all back with the sazon, you know?
You'd think after like a year doing this shit with us, you'd probably fucking like some of the seasoning would rub off on you, man. But you still just you can't.
Not just a year. I'm talking years. It's rubbing off a little bit every now and again, but sometimes it's just the salt and pepper. I can't help it.
Wearing the chain doesn't mean you got some seasoning too. You know what I'm saying?
I never said the chain brought any seasoning.
Oh yeah, we gonna talk about that. Those Halloween pictures you posted.
The zero effort that you put in. But first, introduce our guest there, Daint Money.
It's your boy, after all.
We got a special guest in the building. This is my dog. I know this motherfucker since the sandbox, man. My main man, Jose, is in the building. Jose, let the people know you're here, big dog.
What's up? My name's Jose. Everybody calls me Buddy. But yeah, Dante, you actually don't know that. And now everybody calls me Buddy now.
So everybody call you Buddy Bo now? That's the thing?
That's the thing.
I don't even know. This motherfucker used to walk around school with a hat that had his nickname on it. That's how hard this nigga is. That's how hard this nigga is. He had a hat with his nickname on it, bro.
Yeah, with the Buddy Bo hat. Oh my god.
Bo hat, man. The Buddy Bo hat. Oh man.
So then how did you get the nickname Buddy then? Because I got to know about that.
So Mike could relate to this because he's Hispanic, but I went to a day camp when I was younger, and the count. I don't know how.
Oakcrest, baby. Oakcrest.
I don't know how. Did you ever go to Oakcrest?
Yeah, I went to Oakcrest. My dad was a division head back at Oakcrest, dog. That's how I went.
Damn, that's crazy.
Boys, baby, Explorer Boys.
They my counselors, for whatever reason, couldn't say fucking Jose. How? I don't understand. I don't know why. Maybe they were just on a different level of. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess. And so they just called me Buddy. And then I changed it to Buddy Bo, and now it's just Buddy again. And so everyone, basically everyone from high school and anyone in like my personal life calls me Jose. But everywhere else is just Buddy. Like work or film friends or any in the film world is just Buddy. But yeah, it's really weird to hear just my first name, especially from someone that's just like from Borough, because it's just like, wow, like that's crazy. Everyone, I mean,
how can you not say Jose?
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I know, right?
Like,
how can you not say Jose?
That's what I'm
saying.
Think
about it phonetically. If you can say hose, like the garden hose, and you can say hey, just take away the H and say hose. Hey, like how is it hard?
I remember my mom having a problem with it too. I remember her talking to the director or something like that and being like, yo, why is my son coming back here saying Buddy and all that shit? And I think I was already so deep in that I was like already okay with Buddy, so I kind of just ran with it. But she was just like, really? These people can't just call my son Jose? Like,
so just for my own curiosity, how were they saying it? Do you happen to remember? Because if they couldn't say Jose, I can only fucking imagine what they were saying.
No, I don't remember.
Josie, Jose, whatever the fuck, that type of shit. I don't know.
I wish I could remember. It was like, it wasn't even, this was deeper in Dante. This was like senior boys. So, so these were people that were like at right about like a seniors in high school. or maybe even a freshman in college. So it's like
they had the most competent counselors at Oakcrest. Like I know y'all don't know about Oakcrest. Man, let me tell you something. Oh, yo, we did this thing back at Oakcrest, right? Jose, I know you know. So we had this thing called Slawcrest, bro.
The what?
Slawcrest. You remember Slawcrest? You remember Slawcrest?
No,
bro, they did this thing called Slawcrest, man, where it was like one day. So like when we went to Oakcrest, right, in the beginning of the day, we will all meet up right by the stage in the morning. We have like morning announcements and everything. They go through the whole shebang. You know, sometimes it might be a talent show in the beginning of the day to get everything started before you send off to all the activities. And we had Slawcrest, and I don't really remember what the premise of Slawcrest was, but the camp director, Jonathan, is Jonathan still camp director over there?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's how long it's been. He was up on stage, and I swear there were camp counselors that would go up on stage and they were just dousing him in coleslaw. I don't know what it was, and then out of that, it was like a whole day, whole day of activity that came out of that. Oakcrest had some people there that were probably the most incompetent to handle children, but they hired them. They hired. You can go to Oakcrest on a rainy day, and you be sitting in the barn, in the gymnastics barn, watching movies on the big screen. You know, like
those are good times.
It was very, how could I say,
low effort.
It was a puzzle piece camp. You know, they kind of put the pieces together as they went along throughout the week. Like I remember we used to have cooking class on the floor. We had cooking class on the floor. We would sit on the floor.
Yep.
We make food, bro. Like
this is in Hillsborough?
No, this is in Franklin.
Yep.
Franklin, Somerset area.
Franklin,
Somerset area.
Fuck you expect from Franklin?
He's like Franklin, of course.
Yeah, you say less. It's Franklin.
Hey, you know what? You know, Matt. You know why Mike acting like this? So I sent him a video yesterday on TikTok. No, it's not crazy. So Plainfield, their cafeteria, they was serving jerk chicken. So I was like, I gotta send this to this nigga. I gotta send it. He was like,
that shit,
damn, that's crazy.
That shit high key had me mad as fuck because I then went to the page and saw that they make pupusas there and everything too, and I was like, nigga, where the fuck
that would have been fire?
Yeah, it would have been fire. Where was this when I was in Plainfield school system? You know what I'm saying? You used to get that fucking square cheese pizza and all this other little juices and shit.
Mike, if you think that's bad, I mean, I went to Robbinsville. I mean, the most ethnic thing we had was like tacos. Like that was it. And I'm pretty sure all they serve now is like buttered chicken, considering how many Indians moved to the area. So like,
Jesus Christ. I'm starting to worry about you, though, because you what you got against the Indian people?
I got nothing against Indian people. I'm just stating a fact.
Listen, everybody.
They're probably getting better food than what the fuck we had back when I was in school.
See, this is what y'all gotta understand, man. What you gotta understand, right? Right here, this is our world, right? It's the world, right? Universe, things going on. You got over here, this Jose's world. Different world. Different things going on. This man lives in his own world. I'm telling you.
Bro, do you want to see my TikTok?
I live in my own world.
Bro,
I mean, look at the fucking shit I did yesterday.
This is my media, bro. Look at this. That's my media.
Fuck.
Different world.
I'm so jealous of you.
Tell you, different world.
Like, it's just movies.
Bro, this man used to come to school with a Walkman.
Oh, I still have that thing.
With a Walkman. 21st century, walk around with a Walkman.
Dude, I remember my cassette player's over here.
Used to walk into class. Used to walk into class and dance for like 10 minutes. Sing to himself in like own world. And nobody bothered him. Because it's just Jose. That's just what he does.
Dude, do you remember how in middle school, I want to talk to you about two things about middle school. One, I don't know if you remember, but I ran for school president in middle school. And I remember we only had 2 minutes for our speech. And the first thing I said,
I'm Jose Saverio. I'm running for president.
Dude, I said that. And Christian is in the front fucking row and he starts laughing. And I wasted a minute of my time laughing. I could not stop fucking laughing. So the other minute was just trying to regain whatever I was saying. But one, I haven't eaten public school lunch since middle school because like exactly like what Mike said, bro. Like food was trash.
Yeah.
Like I didn't eat high school lunch all throughout high school.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck
that shit was
Sodexo. Fuck Sodexo.
nasty, just fucking nasty. But if you remember in home ec in middle school, we used to make those pajamas, remember?
Right, the pajama pants, right? Yeah.
I rocked them shits all throughout high school, dude. Those things, you know.
Most uncomfortable pair of pants I've ever
Get
worn.
out of here. Oh, come on, bro.
See, I
Those things are
respect-
so fucking comfy.
I'm gonna tell you why I respect you for saying all this, Jose, because you're not afraid to, go by the beat of your own drum. You don't give a shit what other people think. I respect that.
Shut
Just
the fuck up.
No,
Shut
you
up.
don't fucking start with me.
Shut
Don't
up.
fucking start with me.
You wear Hawaiian shirts to the bars, you weird motherfucker.
Hey, me too. Don't give him shit.
You're doing the same thing.
I wear Hawaiian shirts.
Did
to
we
the
just
bar,
become
too.
best friends?
No, the fuck you didn't. You better throw them shits out. Both of y'all motherfuckers
Get
need to
outta
throw
here.
them
Oh,
shits
Get the
out.
fuck out of
Listen,
here.
listen. Only people that can wear Hawaiian shirts are rich motherfuckers, and you ain't rich. Throw that shit out, bro. No, let's be real. You wonder why you ain't getting no play because of that shit right there. You're not rich, sir. You don't got enough swag to be wearing no damn Hawaiian shirt, and you don't live in the Bahamas. Get it together.
Dude,
Get it
I
together. I'm calling
I
you
once
out.
went to a party where I wore fucking nice black shoes, slacks, a white Gildan t-shirt with nothing on it, and a Hawaiian shirt. And I gotta say, it was
That's Jose,
the
man.
best fit. The best
Jose,
fit.
you still
Hawaiian
driving a
shirt,
Mercedes?
White Gildan. What's up?
You still got the Benz?
Hell yeah, I got Benz.
Yeah, wait.
My
Tell-
fucking
tell 'em about the
190D.
Tell them about the Benz. Y'all got to hear about this Benz, man.
All right, dude. So basically, my dad's really good friends with the guy named Vitalik, who's Ukraine. And dude, they love them German cars. They introduced my dad to German cars. So all we drive is German. I don't
Sure,
drive
I
that
drive
Benz
Russian cars.
really no more, but I drive a Volkswagen. And so my dad was like, yo, Vitalik's got a friend who kind of needs some cash, and he's got a car, and it goes for $1,000. Do you want it? I said, fuck yeah. He's like, all right, I'll pay it, but you got to pay me back. I was like, all right, fine. So it is a 190D Mercedes-Benz from 1982. I used to drive this thing all throughout high school. It had a cassette player in it. It was stick shift. It was blue. Oh, dude, it was fucking amazing.
Hey,
And I could get on the highway, I could get up to 70, 80 miles on it on a gallon. Like it was, because the engine is so tiny. It's 190. Like they don't make anything that tiny anymore. Like that's, dude, some motorcycles are bigger than that.
I'm
A
surprised that
base
shit still works.
motorcycle, the base motorcycle is almost as good as that.
we both drove some old cars back in high school because I had a
Bro, you
2000
had that Toyota Corolla. The one time
Yeah,
this guy drove me back home, it was snowing. The first time it fucking snowed. And I was like, you know what? We live next to each other. I won't drive my car. You bring me. You good. We're good. Dude, we crashed so fucking fast, bro. So fast. So fast because there was just black ice everywhere. Oh my
black
God.
ice will rob you everything you got. You know what I'm saying? That black ice, man. We left school, right? We left school. It started snowing while we're in school. I pull out of the parking lot and I put my foot on the gas, maybe like 5 miles an hour. Then
Not
completely
even,
lost
like,
control, bro.
Literally.
Car went straight into the curb. And when I tell you, the whole right passenger side wheel was fucked.
Fuck.
I mean, completely fucked. The inside was all done up. The axle was broken. It was fucked. So Jose and I pull off. Wait, I'm about to tell. We pull off into like this parking lot, right? Another parking lot. Cause I tried to drive. I was like, maybe I can make it. I was like, oh no, I ain't making it. So I pull into this little, and this is my grandmother's car, right? So in the back seat, he goes in the back seat, and my grandmother had a whole box full of. You remember like the old Mike? You would know this. Remember back in the day, we had like the like the CD things where we like had the book full of CDs, and you flip through it. You know what I'm talking about? Well, my grandmother had one of those with cassettes in it. So Jose pulls out Mariah Carey's Christmas album on cassette.
Oh
We put
God.
that bitch in. played it.
We were fine.
We was having the best time. I was waiting for my dad to come pick us up. We're having the best time of our fucking life. Listen to Mariah Carey.
Dude, because it was snowing
man.
hard as shit that day.
Hard. It was snowing hard.
That was a good ass
That was such a good time.
That shit was hilarious.
But enough reminiscing. Let's get to the hard shit. Let's get to the cream of the crop.
Let's do it.
The New York Yankees lost the World Series and
fuck.
Depressing. It's depressing. Mike's got his hat on. I got my hat on. I know Jose got his jersey in the back. Matt's a bitch. So it's like we waited 15 years for this. Mike, you've been a Yankees fan a lot longer than me. You've seen more championships than I have. So I want to know how you felt the other day when the Los Angeles Dodgers lifted up that World Series trophy on our field. What was going through your mind? What's going on?
I didn't give a shit. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't give a shit. I didn't give not two fucks, two shits. One because I didn't. One because the Yankees is like they're like I wouldn't even call myself a fan of the Yankees. I'll support them. You know, I wanted them to beat the Dodgers, but like if the Phillies were playing, then I'd be upset. But you know, and if they were how you let them like the way they came back too. Come on, man. I'd be like Matt, be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed, bro. They should be embarrassed. You know what?
The organization should be embarrassed. The whole
embarrassed. But you know, at the same time though, they're the Dodgers, like another great historic baseball franchise, right? So that comes from New York, actually. Because they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. Isn't that how they started out? Or were they?
Yeah, I think they were
Brooklyn
Dodgers. I'm pretty sure they were
Brooklyn Dodgers first. Yeah. Didn't Jackie play for them?
Mm-hmm. 4-2.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, all right. So, see. So, no. And plus, it's baseball. I don't really follow a whole lot of baseball anyway, right? So, I didn't really care much. I was too busy arguing with people over Donald Trump. That's pretty much what I've been doing the whole time.
You know what? As somebody who, you know, I'm not a really big baseball fan, but I was like I said before the show, it's like a cultural thing around here. Like I feel like if you're from Central or North Jersey, Central Jersey does exist. I don't fuck what anybody says.
Thank you.
It doesn't. What?
It does exist. It does.
Oh, it
exist.
does. Yes, it does.
It does exist.
Okay, good.
You know, I think you grew up a Yankees fan because if you grew up between 2000 and 2010, you know how good the Yankees were. It was every single year. Well, are they going to win it or are they not? We knew they was going to the World Series. It was happening every single year. And they were always so good. Like if you look at that 2009 team, the 2009 team is what made me want to watch baseball, but that team made me fall in love with the Yankees. Just the lineup in general. Jeter, Teixeira, Swisher,
Matsui,
Jose Posada, Hideki Matsui.
Yeah, Jose Posada was that thing. Cano was that dude too.
I miss Cano.
Oh my god!
Man.
Like Cano hit
Matt.
Cano hit 7th on that team. That's how good that baseball team was.
Yeah.
Robinson Cano hit 7th. Like the team was great, and then they won a World Series against the Phillies. And then since then,
man, I'm gonna just need you to switch teams, bro. Just you get a pass. Just switch teams because everybody you like are losers. You guys just lose everything. The Knicks, look, I don't give a fuck.
No. Let's not go with the Knicks. Let's not go with the Knicks. They're getting better, if anything. Nigga,
shut up. The Knicks don't win shit. Knicks don't win shit. Not since I was a kid. Not since you was a kid. More than the fucking Knicks. Fuck you talking about? More than the Knicks. The Sixers have been, bro.
Have they?
When's the last time this? Yes, bro. Listen, the Sixers have done more than the Knicks. I'm sorry, you can argue with yourself.
Have they?
Sixers have done. They have.
Have they?
Yes. It just listen. If we would have went up against any other team other than the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, we would have won that finals.
No, you would not. No,
yes,
you
they
would
would have. That
Right.
year, who was going to beat them? Who's going to beat them? Who's gonna beat
Okay.
them? See,
Right.
listen.
No. We talking.
I was.
That's like saying
I
the
was-
same argument if the '90s Knicks didn't face fucking Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals, we would have won.
They
the
probably
champ.
would have won.
That's that's saying the exact same thing.
No, that is.
that
But
means
they
nothing
would have
to me,
won.
that
They
statement.
would have won.
Yeah, they would have,
would've
but
won.
they didn't. So
Well, shit. But that's the last time y'all sniffed the playoffs. Other than that, your team's atrocious. And also, I'm sorry, not
We're
for
just gonna
nothing.
forget the
You're a
last 2
New
years?
York
Okay.
team. You're a New York team, right? You're a historic franchise too, right? You have the Yankees, the Mets, the fucking Rangers, the Islanders, the Jets. Well, fuck the Jets. The Giants. Fuck them too. But the Giants. You know what I'm saying? It's New York City. To compare to Philadelphia, it's like that. Philly is New York's little brother. Let's be real. Let's be real about this shit, right? So the expectation for Philly is very different than playing for New York. It's like playing for Boston or playing for Los Angeles. It's very different.
You know,
it's very
when
different.
you make a good point. You make a good point. You make a good, and I'm gonna help you out on this because I want to dive in. I'm gonna help you out, Matt. I'll help you out. I want
well,
you
I
to
don't need
defend.
help because I was going to say something if you don't
Defend
mind,
this.
really quick.
I want you to defend this though.
Okay.
New York is a very historic sports city
Yes.
that doesn't win.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Except for the Liberty, apparently.
They don't. They don't win
They
either.
just
They've
won.
been a franchise for 30
Yeah.
years. It's the first time they won. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They're a historic city, but they don't win.
Mhm.
They don't win.
They don't win
Besides
shit.
the Yankees haven't won in 15 years. New York
Yeah.
doesn't win.
I think that was
So
the
Matt,
last
I don't know how-
championship they won was the Yankees, New York in
Yeah.
general. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
2012.
No, the
with,
Giants. You got the Giants
Giants.
have won.
Giants
Yeah,
won,
so-
but that was it.
Crazy.
That was the last one I
Crazy.
can recall.
Yeah, New York. Like, think about it. New York as a sports, like, it's a great sports city, right? Because they can pay their players, but when it comes down to, like, they're supposed to win championships, they ain't winning the motherfucking thing.
The other problem is the
No.
arrogance that most fans have nowadays from New York, where it's like they're expected to win. And like, listen, I thought the Yankees had a shot this year. Why they underperformed so much in the World Series of all things is beyond me, especially considering we did really well throughout the postseason. I don't know where the disconnect happens there, but that's the problem is New York fans also expect greatness. It's the same thing with the Rangers. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, it was with the Knicks years ago, and then we just got used to disappointment for 2 decades.
No, why do you think? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then even the Giants. Like after we beat Tom Brady and the Patriots the second time, like it was like, oh, they're going to do it again down the line. Like, oh, when we had
Ain't nobody thought that. Nobody thought that.
Yeah, hold
No,
on,
but
hold
we
on,
had-
Dante. Hold on, Dante.
when we had Odell Beckham Jr. maybe. And then that whole fucking picture thing that on the yacht happened, and then that was the downhill from there.
Dante, let me ask you a question, Dante. And this is to an answer to Matt's. I just find the argument weak, but
I don't.
play-
what's the argument? I wasn't even making.
when
the
you
argument.
play, or excuse, or you'll catch what I'm talking about in a second.
Mhm.
Dante, when you play for the Lakers, what's the expectation?
Championship or bust, baby. That's it.
Okay, when you play for the Celtics, what's the expectation?
Championship or bust.
Championship or bust.
When you play for the New York team, what's the expectation?
Championship or bust.
So what the hell are you going on about, my boy?
I'm just
What's all
saying.
this-
I just think
It's
at
not
some
arrogance.
point.
It's the expectation for the franchise you play with. When you play for any team from North Carolina, other than college teams, right? When you play for a professional sports team, nobody gives a shit. You play for the Panthers, no one cares. You play for the Hornets, no one cares. When you play for Minnesota, for as good as Anthony Edwards is, no one cares. Like if he wins a championship with them, it's like, oh shit, good stuff, man. That's great. You know what I'm saying? But when you play for one of these historic franchises, the expectation is to win, especially when you're given these type of salaries that they get for playing for a team like any New York's franchise. So for you to say that, there's an arrogance and the expectation is seemingly unrealistic for me is nonsense. That's crazy.
I'm just so used to disappointment since the Giants won that I just that's what I think of it. I mean, that's just my way of thinking about it. Like in the same way Jose has his own little world about things, I have my own little world about how I view sports. I'm just so used to disappointment that I don't expect anything. Like even when the Rangers last year, where they were the best team in the fucking NHL, they still somehow shit the bed in the postseason again. So
That's New York for you.
exactly.
Maybe you should just give up and just like another team. How about that?
Yeah.
Just don't come
Right.
to the Eagles. You might bring that negativity with you.
No, I would never go to the Eagles.
No, we
I
don't
would
come to
never go to the
no Philly sports
You know what?
Yeah.
Just
because
switch,
Philly sports has already disappointed me enough.
switch
You know,
sports,
I don't-
switch teams. You know, go be a Seattle Sounders fan. MLS.
the fuck?
But Matt,
MLS?
I feel you, dog, because I'm a big like out of like I like a few teams, but Arsenal is like my big team, which is a soccer
Oh
team
God damn
in
it!
England. But
Don't listen. Hold on, buddy. Hold up a minute, right? Don't talk football with this guy. He's a new fan. He don't know shit. He don't know shit.
It doesn't.
You
it
saw his
doesn't matter.
reaction. Listen, he's
It
just
do-
too emotional.
It doesn't matter. It's
It
just
makes
like
me angry.
it's just that for being an Arsenal fan, like exactly what y'all are saying, it should be championship or bust because it's a franchise and they're a big team and we should be winning, but we've shit the bed so many times.
Wait a minute. Hold
Okay,
up.
Here we go.
Hold up, because you
This is
saying
what you've done.
things. Because I'm the soccer guy out of the group. Okay, I'm the soccer guy. I played in college. I'm the soccer guy. Okay, you said Arsenal is what now,
You don't think Arsenal is a franchise team?
bro? So Arsenal was good in like the 2000s when they had like when Henri was there, and and Lehman and other players that I can't think of names right now. And when they went undefeated, right?
Yeah.
So have they had good players that have come through there? Of course, yes, they have, right? But you remember you had players like Dennis Bergkamp and Henri and Thomas Brzezinski and so with these world class players, the expectation was high, and quite honestly, they never did shit. They won that one season where they went undefeated, right?
Mhm.
And then I wouldn't call Arsenal a historically great club at all. I don't like Liverpool, and I'd say Liverpool is a historically great club, right? I'd go with that over
I would
Arsenal.
say Liverpool.
And I would say the same thing about United.
United is
City.
the club, is the England club. I don't give a fuck what no one says. Manchester United is I know history in the past 13 years, they've been absolute shit, but still, Manchester United is the England club, is the club.
And they like
Yeah,
Beckham.
Can you just take Manchester back from fucking City? That's all I want. I just want to see City suffer for a little
Well,
while.
you got to understand, City has in my opinion, the best coach right now. I won't say
Facts.
ever, but the best coach
Fucking
right now.
facts.
They also give him what he wants. Pep does it how he wants to. And that's been the problem, let's say, at Manchester United, because you have the Glazers who are running Manchester United as like a cash machine, right? Brian, all these spending absorbent amounts of money on players like Anthony, right? Who has played at Ajax and didn't even do a whole bunch at Ajax. Like,
Bro.
it's very reminiscent of what the Lakers have been doing. Just throwing out money. Like, listen, I like Bronny. No.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
What do you say fuck you
sorry.
for?
No. It's not a fuck you. I like the Lakers. I'm a little worried now because what they lost, they lose 2 in a row now. Has it been 2, 3 in a row?
2 in a row. 2 in a row.
Yeah. So I'm like, JJ. Okay, JJ, my questions are back, but whatever. But I have concerns about the way, especially now, like they got rid of the trainer, so they got a new guy in, and I'm just like, it's been the same process for the past 13 fucking years, and I'm just tired of it with United. I'm so glad that Jurgen Klopp is gone because I knew Klopp was a good coach. He was a coach at Dortmund. I love Jurgen Klopp. Germans love Jurgen Klopp. He's amazing. I'm glad that he's gone, so I don't have to deal with his gegenpress and all that shit. So, and this guy Arnold or whatever the fuck his name is,
Arne Slot.
he's not as good, and it shows. And now Liverpool, that little bubble is gone, and I'm so happy because now you fuckheads get to come back down to earth and realize that you guys are a second-rate team, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. You are like the Clippers. That's what you are. You're the Clippers. And now now that you're little, now that it's all gone, I'm gonna watch you suffer and I'm gonna giggle to myself every single time.
I think
Because
the
now
last team in
You're
the
in 10th
NBA
place.
I would ever want to be compared to is the Los Angeles Clippers.
yeah, they're the Clippers, bro. They're the Clippers. Yes, they've had recent. They've had what is it, 4 or 5 years of success. They've won the league. They won the Champions League. All due to Jurgen Klopp. That's fine. We are in 10th place. That is fine. We've been going through turmoil for the past 13 years. The way I talk about football and the way you talk about it are very different. I'm realistic. I understand the way that things work. You are on this high. Like I don't like bandwagoners, right? Bandwagoners drive me absolutely.
I'm not
fucking
trying
nuts.
to be a bandwagon.
It's like
That's
over
the thing.
here.
Like I'm trying to learn it.
People are Chiefs fans, right?
No, that's lame. That's
And I'm
fucking
like,
lame.
You're a Chiefs fan. You're a bitch.
like
Amen.
it's like you turn for me, it felt the same way. It's like you turned on the television, you saw that Liverpool was winning, and then you're like, oh, that's who I'm siding with. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt because
Well,
no
that
one
wasn't the
talks about
case. It just
Liverpool,
had.
bro.
That wasn't the case. It just happened to happen that way, unfortunately.
How'd you come about? So of all the teams,
Because
that were
my
playing,
buddy was a Liverpool fan and he would always talk about it. So I started watching them to, talk to my boy about it. So then it was like, because he's Irish. So I was like, so apparently they have a big Irish following. So I wanted to learn about the sport.
Irish Liverpool fan. That's interesting.
It is. By the way, I wanted to just correct myself on something. I made a mistake. Technically, New York did win a championship in like 2020 with the MLS because New York City FC won.
Nobody cares about the MLS.
I know that's going to get brought up, but I'm just saying I'm just correcting myself.
About the MLS, bro. Listen,
I was just correcting myself is all.
Nobody cares about the MLS. MLS is trash.
Are you serious?
I won't even count that.
Oh God, MLS is like the little league.
It's buns.
It's the little.
I mean, but they're trying.
It's the retirement home of soccer players.
It is, but at the same time, all these good European players that played in Europe and are coming to the U.S. I have mixed feelings about it because on one side, because of their brand and their names, they're bringing attention to the MLS.
But that's what they're doing it for. They're doing it for their own personal brand. Like, Messi came over here because he's making money off of.
He's making an absurd amount of money in comparison to the rest of the league.
Yeah, there's no coincidence that Messi comes over here, joins Miami, and all of a sudden, MLS games being broadcasted on Apple TV. Now he's getting some.
Yes,
he also got a bunch of
and we all know that's because of Messi. He has a stake in the club. He has a stake in the deal, the TV deal with Apple TV. He's making the most money in the league. I mean, he's Lionel Messi, right? So let's be real. He deserves it. But at the same time, when you're making millions upon millions, and then you have the other players that are making like $200,000 salaries, it's like, come on, man. And then on top of that, they bring pretty much all of Barcelona to Miami with them as well. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, it's either they go to the MLS or they go to the Saudi league that started up. So I mean, which one would you rather have more attention to is really the question.
I mean, as an American, you want more attention in the MLS, of course.
Speaking of old players coming over here and doing what they do, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna do it anyways. Come on, let's talk Bron. Come on, man. Let's talk Bron.
Let's talk Bron. You want to talk Bron?
I want to say this.
Why do you want to do that? It never ends well.
It's not. This isn't no GOAT debate. This is no GOAT debate. I want, with this whole LeBron fiasco, is for people to just watch him play basketball and not every single time he does something have it be like this amazing, awe-inspiring feat. That's what I just don't get. People are acting like all of a sudden Bron, like, Bron is 40 and he got better. He didn't get better.
No, he hasn't got better.
Bron has been playing the same way, honestly, for the past 8 to 9 years.
Yeah.
But he's taken such good care of his body that it's gotten to a point where he hasn't slowed down. That's been the issue with every great player that's come through the the NBA. What takes them out is age, because when you get older, your body cannot withstand an 82 game season plus the playoffs. That's very difficult. But Bron's game hasn't changed. He's played at the same level. What I don't like is every single time let's say Bron has a triple double like he did the second or third game of the season. Oh, Bron's 40 years old and he had a triple double. He had a triple double. Cool. Not the first time he's done it. Great. Let's move on. We got a dub. But then he doesn't score.
He stinks it up.
And then it's like, man, well,
He's
Bron's
vilified.
old, man. Bron's old, so you can't expect him to do the same thing. And it's like, no, you can't keep switching it up. He's a good player.
But at the same time, you have to understand where these arguments are coming from. So I do agree with you, right? But the problem is legends, right? We're not going to say regular players. Legends, at this point in their career, we're talking the Melos, the Kobes, the Jordans, right? Yeah. At this point in their careers, first of all, not that many players are playing 20 years, right? Yeah. What is there? I think it's been like 5 players, 4 or 5. If I'm
Bron,
Dirk,
Kobe, Dirk, 19, but we'll say 20. Kevin Garnett played 22 years. Vince Carter played 21 years.
Yeah. So it's a short list of players, and you look at their production at that point in their careers, and they were giving you a couple minutes. Some of them could barely get off the floor, right? Some of them, the athleticism is pretty much gone. So I think I can understand some of where we haven't seen this before, but at the same time, people like yourself have come to just expect this from Brom. That's why you're not taken back by any of it, because it's like he's been doing this. He's been doing this.
It's not even an expectation. Here's my thing. I don't expect every great player or every good basketball player to perform great every single night, but I expect them to do what they do. You know, and I guess it does get in expectations in it to an extent, but I expect you to do what you do. You know, so when Bron has a triple double, right, and he's doing what he does, it's like, all right, Bron did his thing.
But this isn't normal, though, bro.
It's not, but there's a lot of things, and that's the thing. That's what makes him so great. That's what makes great players great. There are things that great players do. I don't care what age. I don't care when they do it.
But no. See, that's where I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you, because if we were talking 10 years ago, fine, right? But no one, bro, no one at this point in their career is doing it. That's why people are hyping it up the way they are, because no one has done this.
Are we going to do this every single year he continues to play? It's like,
probably.
Bro, he's 41. Oh my God, he's 42. Like,
until he slows down athletically and everything, yes, they probably are.
It's that old running joke we had at the beginning of the podcast where it's like, he's 37 doing what he's doing. Yeah, he's 38. He's this and that.
I don't look at his age and being like, oh, that makes it so great. He's just a really great player. Because I compare him to the same way as Tom Brady. Tom Brady, past the age of 40, was still the best quarterback.
That's not normal.
Right, not normal at all, but the same thing. It's like these guys have taken such good care of their bodies that they're able to, withstand and last this long and play at a high level.
You think Kobe didn't take care of his body?
Kobe had a career-ending injury that completely changed everything. If Kobe, here's what it is. People think it's not the Achilles. If Kobe didn't mess up his shoulder, he'd be fine. That's what ended his career. When he tore his shoulder, that's what changed everything. Because even when he came back from the Achilles, he was averaging 25, 26 points per game. He was still playing at a high level. But certain injuries completely take you. Like, don't get me wrong. In 2019, when Bron got hurt, I was very nervous because to have a hurt hip at that age, that is scary. Now, if I look at other players that have played a long time, it's always some sort of injury that gets them. That's where I look at Bron and I'm like, wow, this man really hasn't had one of those injuries later in his career that changes or derails everything goes on for the rest of his playing career. He's a rare breed, and and he's the same thing with Brady. Brady, besides breaking his leg in 2009, Brady didn't really have anything like Tom Brady could come right back right now. He'd be the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. He would be straight up.
Yeah.
He's still in shape, but that's the thing. You look at both of them. You look at Brady. You look at Bron. Look at how they've taken care of their bodies their entire career.
But they aren't the only ones that have done that. See,
Not
what I
that
don't want to do,
to
what
that
I
extent.
don't want to do is downplay it as though this is not some incredible feat. I don't want to make this this is not the norm. And I think you do it a disservice by addressing it as though it's the norm. You're talking it as though this is casual. This is you've come to expect this. And this is why people can't respect the greatness, because you expect, oh, it's Bron. He's doing this. This is normal. This is not normal. Go ahead, man.
Here's what I worry about, though, because we look at, if say Bron doesn't perform, now that he's playing with his son, a lot of that expectation is going to fall on Bronny, which is also unfair
No, it's not.
in that regard.
Why?
No, it's
Why
not.
would it
No
fall on him?
one's. I'm sorry. No one's looking at Bronny the same way we're looking at Bron.
I want to understand your logic. Why do you believe it would fall on Bronny?
I just think the lineage and the nepotism. I think
Well,
that's
what do you
where
mean by that? What do you mean by that nepotism? Because I want to. What do you mean? By
maybe I misspoke. Nepotism isn't the right word, but definitely like the lineage and the legacy of LeBron James and stuff. Like, you would think that they would have him. They would want him to step up if, say, something happened to Bron this season. God forbid,
So-
right?
No, they would not. No, they would not.
So
No, they
You
would
don't
not.
know that.
Sorry.
The media's
No.
no,
Nobody,
Because-
nobody in the NBA, if Bron goes down or something happens, is going to expect his son to step
second round,
in.
15 pick, 6'2".
Let me
No.
get a synopsis on Bronny. First of all, Bronny getting on into the NBA is not nepotism.
No,
Bronny getting to the Lakers is
yes.
Mhm.
okay. Be very honest. Bronny was, I think he was 7th in his class. He
Mhm.
was top 3 in the state of California when he graduated high school. Goes to USC, has the heart issue, and that he doesn't get to play a full season. But if Bronny were to play that year fully healthy, he would have been a first-round pick, no doubt about that. Bronny is extremely smart, high IQ, and his game isn't offensively predicated. He is a defensive player. He is a two-way guard. He can set up your offense. He's got a jumper. He can get to the rim, but he's got a high IQ on defense, and he knows how to get stops and be in the right spots. But at the same time, he's still a rookie. It's still going to take him time to get accustomed to the game and figure out how things go. And there are people that are like expecting Bronny to do all these crazy things just because
It's like, have they not watched him play? Have they
He's
not followed him play?
his overall pick.
Yeah, like
He's nothing like his dad.
not even close.
Not even the same height.
even-
He's 6'4".
Yeah, is he 6'4"? I thought it was like 6'3", 6'2".
No, he's 6'3". So he and Steph are the same height.
Okay, so Matt, honestly, bro, anyone that has the expectation that Bronny's just you can't replace LeBron. You can't do what LeBron does. You can't. LeBron is not only an athletic anomaly, right? But he's a genius of the game. His IQ was off the charts.
There
You
are
can't replace that
irreplaceable
man.
players in the league right
Yeah.
now. Irreplaceable players in the league. And there's about maybe 3 or 4 irreplaceable players.
Yeah, I
Bron,
agree with that number.
irreplaceable.
Steph,
Giannis, irreplaceable. Steph,
Mhm.
I throw Steph in
irreplaceable.
there. Yeah.
And you know my
Yeah.
man, Jokic, irreplaceable.
irreplaceable.
Can't
I
replace him.
agree.
I like
100% agree.
I like Embiid. He's a good player. He's replaceable.
Nah.
Paul
Yeah.
George, he's replaceable. Kawhi, he's replaceable. James Harden, if we talk at 2018, James Harden, okay, he's replaceable.
Yeah.
But
But
James Harden,
nowadays
James
he's
Harden?
replaceable for
Yeah.
sure.
he's replaceable. So, and there are certain guys in the league. It's like you let him go, you will not. You can't do the same things.
Yeah.
Can't do the same things. And right now, out of everybody in the NBA who has a team, and this is where we're going. This is where we're gonna let Jose speak his piece. You know, the Celtics right now are still the best team in the NBA. They brought back their entire championship team from last year,
Bro.
and
And
they got better. And they got better.
and
I hate the Celtics.
and both them niggas is pissed off. Both of them. Fucking Tatum They're pissed
Tatum
off.
pissed he didn't get Finals MVP, and Brown pissed he didn't make the Olympic team.
I'm really happy that, at least from the coverage that I've seen, I'm really happy that from what I've seen that he has like kind of respected what Steve Kerr's decision was in the Olympics. I'm almost sure he's not happy. I'm almost sure he would have loved to play, but from what I understand, he's basically just respected that, that's what Kerr's plan was and that's what they wanted to do. So I'm happy that he handled it that way. But yeah, dude, I mean, both those people,
I mean,
they're
he's a
coming for
professional,
blood.
so-
I just saw that we just lost a game. I didn't know that we just lost to the Pacers.
No, but those two
But it was
guys,
like,
man.
but it was a game. It was points.
I mean, within the league, there are a lot of teams right now that have the potential to win championships, but no team, in my opinion, right now has the potential to be a dynasty besides the Boston Celtics. Now,
Bro, we almost broke the record
Ooh.
amount of threes in a game on the
Ooh.
home opener.
this comes from a Lakers fan.
Dynasty?
This is coming from a Lakers fan.
Dynasty?
Yeah, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why dynasty. If you look at all of the NBA dynasties ever, their
Mhm.
core has always remained the same. And it always started with one player that helped build up the franchise, and then you build it off his back, and you give him the right pieces to build around him, so that way that team can go. I don't care who you are, I don't care where you've been. No championship team will be a dynasty or win multiple rings if you do not have a centerpiece. Does not a center, a centerpiece. And the centerpiece for this team is actually kind of funny because it could be Tatum or it could be Jaylen Brown. But if you look at the overall makeup of the Boston Celtics, they have everything that you need to win in this era. You have scorers that come off the bench. You have shooters. You got bigs that can play make and knock down the three. You got two-way guards on both sides. You got a two-way shooting guard and you got a two-way forward. If you look at all the other teams in the NBA, they don't have all that. The Denver Nuggets just won a championship 2 years ago. Why didn't they win last year? Because they lost valuable pieces. And this year they lost valuable pieces. The Denver Nuggets are going to do well through the regular season because they have Jokic. But when it comes time for the playoffs and you don't have a shooter, you can't win.
But see, I think the giving them the title of possible dynasty, I find that to be just a little premature. Regardless of what the roster situation is, so they won one. So now what we're doing now is we're giving teams, because the roster is the same, we're just going to give teams the title. That could turn into a dynasty when they've won one. They've won one.
It's because that's how the league has always been when you have teams like that. All right, for instance, let's look at the Lakers. The Lakers, you got to have the early 2000s Lakers or the end of the 2010s, right? Or the end of the 2000s. Teams that had remained the same and had the same core and were continuously winning because they've built that camaraderie and they continue to go. You had teams in the middle that won maybe one or two, but never really got to that dynasty. The Lakers have had multiple dynasties because they have had teams that have had a core that's remained the same. Kobe, Shaq, Fisher, Ori, right?
Yes.
You have the Warriors, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iggy. And then
hold on. Let me interject real quick though.
Go ahead.
Let me interject real quick because I'm glad we weren't calling the Warriors after their first win a dynasty. We weren't calling that. And I'm sorry.
The potential was there. We all knew that.
That's not what you're saying. Also, I'm sorry. That Warriors team is better than this Boston team. Those Warrior teams were better than this Boston's team, right? The Warriors earn that. You always earn that. For me, just for me, I don't know how people may agree or disagree. For me, you got to at least win the second one before we start whispering dynasty. Yeah, right? I take nothing away from Boston. Boston's a great organization. That's an incredible team that they have over there. I'm a Sixers fan. I got to deal with these cocksuckers, right? So I get it. However, before we start whispering fucking dynasty, let's wait and see what they do. Can they win again? Can they repeat? can they do that? If they can repeat, right? And I talk about do it in decisively, right? Then I will entertain this conversation of
The only
dynasty,
thing I hold against the
possible
Celtics right
dynasty.
now is, I'll be honest, I thought they had a really easy road to a championship last year. I don't think they
Mhm.
played a team in the finals that was built to win a championship at the time because the Mavs can't play no fucking defense.
Nope.
The team that has consistently been their kryptonite didn't have their best player, and it's shown year after year after year. Miami with Jimmy gets to the finals. Miami
Yep.
without Jimmy ain't that great of a team. And
Exactly.
no matter what people say, I say it every single year when I talk about Miami. Y'all can sleep in Miami all you want to. When the playoffs come,
Exactly.
completely different team. And
Wait
it
till Jimmy Buckets
That
wakes
coach-
up.
Yeah.
Jimmy
coach
Buckets is a
is-
problem.
Yo,
that
so-
coach is a problem, bro.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
coach
Derek
is a
Spoelstra knows how to
problem.
coach.
yo, they
So
changed
that's
they coach degree.
I just want to be clear, Dante. I don't disagree with you entirely, right? It's just dynasty.
Don't get
I've
me
watched
wrong.
dynasties.
Don't get me
I've
wrong.
watched
I would
a lot of them.
love to see the Boston Celtics lose in dramatic fashion in the first round.
Of course.
That's what I crave every single year. I
I
would love for, I don't know what they call the arena now. I'm still gonna call it the Boston Garden. I would love for the Garden to
It's just that
implode one
bro,
day.
we've watched Jordan, the Bulls dynasty. We've watched the Spurs dynasty. We've watched the Lakers dynasty. We've watched the Warriors dynasty. Right? We've watched dynasties. Right? We can't even call the Heat. We don't even call. Do we call the Heat a dynasty? We don't
No,
call
we
them a
don't.
dynasty. Right?
No,
You know what
not
I'm saying?
even close.
And how many did they went down there? 2 out of 4.
Yep.
Right? 2 out of 4. We don't call them a dynasty. Right? So this is
Call them
why
a
I
good
want to
team,
be.
though.
This is why I want to be. And listen, even that Heat team is better than this Celtics team. I'm sorry, it is. We weren't talking, bro. Stop it. Stop.
You know. One
The
question
game was
that I
also
think
different 10 years ago,
Dante,
13 years ago when it.
Do we need to talk offline, bro?
One question is
talk
when
offline?
was the last time a team won a two-peat? The
Warriors?
Did the Warriors ever have a two-peat?
The Lakers.
War-
Oh no, the Warriors won 2 in a row. Yeah, the Warriors won
Warriors.
2 in 17, 18, yeah.
Yeah. How long ago? When was that?
That was 2018.
Yeah.
So 17, 18?
17,
Yeah.
18 they won. Yep.
Yeah,
And they
so
went
they're still the
they went
last one.
15 through 19.
Yeah.
Went to 5 straight. Five straight? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 5 straight. 1 3. And they bad. Then they won
So
another one.
that's why that's my point. That's all I'm saying. I'm
That's why I
not
said
gonna sit here.
that's why I said they had the potential. They had the
did
potential.
say
I ain't say that. That's exactly what I said. I said the only team that could be a dynasty right now
Run
is the
this
Celtics.
footage back, bro.
We can run it back. That's what I said. It's the team that could be a dynasty. They could be.
I'll
could be.
confirm it in post production. That's what I will say.
For real. Let's be honest. You look at every single team in the league right now. What team do you really think? Okay, yeah, they could win multiple championships. Besides the Celtics,
See, multiple teams. That's a different story. Even this year, I'm not fully convinced that Boston can win again this year. I'm not convinced. I know what happened last year, but Tatum has shown in the past that he hasn't. He made the step up last year. Now, for me, you gotta. Can you do it consistently? Can you do it consistently? Then I'll buy into it. You know me. I'm a realistic dude. Y'all know me. You know the way I talk. I don't fucking live in La La Land.
I got you.
Real.
I got you.
So,
I ain't saying you
show
wrong.
me, and I'll come up on here and say, Jason Tatum's the shit. I got nothing against Jason Tatum. I like his game. I prefer Jaylen Brown's game. I personally think Jaylen Brown's better, my opinion, right? But
Well, you think
it is what it is.
you think Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum?
Yes, I do.
Oof,
I personally do.
that's a
I
conversation
think
for another day.
Yeah, we can have that. I can FaceTime you in a couple hours if you want. Smoke some weed and talk about it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, don't act like you ain't been in my house. We done smoked weed in my house before too. Don't be like that. Don't play me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been in my house. My guests come over. I'll give you whatever you want to drink. Give you some of that.
Speaking of all this NBA shit, I told you earlier, there's something in the water with NBA players. And they're non-monogamous relationships.
Oh my god, are you gonna bring up what I think you're gonna bring up?
Here
Oh,
we're
I'm,
gonna do. Here we're gonna do it.
I'm gonna bring up so much.
Please don't. You gonna talk about BI?
No. I had this idea way before that. There is an overlying problem with young NBA players and Instagram famous women that they have intercourse with. And I'm not even trying to be funny here. I see it from both sides. These young guys get into the league, they go to the clubs, they start enjoying the nightlife and everything, and they see these women because these Instagram models and these hoes, straight up, I'll call them hoes, I don't care. They go to the clubs looking for that.
Yeah.
They go to the clubs looking for that. They see that lifestyle and they dress as if they're living that lifestyle.
You're
And
looking for a
they
meal
end
ticket.
up, and exactly, they're looking for a meal ticket. And then these guys end up providing things for them because they have the financial means. And then
Mhm.
the women feel secure. So then you have all these girls that are going out to the clubs looking for this NBA player, looking for that NFL player, blah, blah, blah. And they all look the same. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you Instagram hoes ain't fine. You're bad as hell, but what else do you have to offer besides good looks and some of them which aren't even natural? You paid for them. I had some NBA or NFL nigga pay for the surgery so that way you can get your shit to look as good as you do in the first
Yeah.
place. These NBA guys really need to start realizing that if you are going to be out here, you need to realize that these women, they don't care about you. They don't love you. They want your money. They want your lifestyle. Because let's be real honest. If you weren't in the NBA, are you getting the same girls? Are you going to be in the same situations? No, but I guarantee you they will because that's what they're looking for. It makes no daggone sense that Anthony Edwards has 5 kids by 4 or 5 different women. It doesn't make any sense. And the thing is that these guys have babies with the same women. The same women. Joey Chavez, she got a baby by Future. She got a baby by Bow Wow. And she got a baby by, I think it's Trayvon Diggs is the other one. I think.
What?
I think. I think. But then look at Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs got babies by 2 different Instagram hoes. Lil Baby, Instagram hoes. Lil Durk, Instagram hoe. And where are all these niggas now? They ain't with them. They ain't married. These girls ain't got no rock in their finger, but I guarantee they still making money from their baby daddies who have the financial means to not only pay for that child support and that child, oh, but they getting supported financially. Because it makes no goddamn sense that you have a baby with these dudes, but you don't want a relationship with them. And that for some reason we find all these excuses for these girls. Oh, you guys need to, do better for yourselves. These women, they deserve more respect. These girls, they don't deserve no goddamn respect.
The
Okay.
problem
You
is
know what I'm
nowadays
saying?
women are put on a, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't at times, but like the problem is like these types of women get put on a pedestal as like the prize, so to speak.
They're not.
And
They're
yeah,
not.
and to your point, they're kind of the same as once you see one, you see them all more or less.
I'll give you a prime example. I was at an event last night, Halloween party type shit, and I don't really drink like that anymore. So, when you go to a club or a bar with a sober mind, you should start to look around and see the surroundings. And we're sitting there at the table with, uh, you know, got a bottle, got the hookah there, and you can see girls just looking around, be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go to that table and try to finesse drinks off them. Then I'm gonna go to that table, try to finesse some smokes off them." And it's crazy that you see this all the time. They go, they get cute, looking for other people to provide for their lifestyle. But then they want respect. Good.
There's a really really good movie out right now. So there is a French film festival called the Cannes Film Festival, very famous film festival. Usually the Cannes, the Venice, and the Golden Bear, which I think is from Germany or Berlin. These are like, if your movie gets selected, the top prize, like this is like the best movie of the year. So best movie of the year from France is an American movie called Anora. And I don't know if y'all have seen any trailers or anything about that movie, you definitely should watch that movie. It's called Anora, Anora.
Oh yeah, I have seen trailers. I have.
Check that movie out. Check it out. Check it out. It'll provide you with some insight with what you're talking about. It's really, really, really good.
So
I watched it on opening night and it was class.
Without giving too much away, how do you mean when it says like providing insight?
Well,
As
it's
far as,
just like what you
spoiling-
guys are talking about, the atmosphere of the subjects that you're talking about. The movie can give some insight into a little bit of what you guys are talking about.
Mike?
So, y'all know I have a unique perspective when it comes to women and all that kind of shit. Considering, so Dante, you brought up why these dudes mess with the same women, right? Most men, in my opinion, how easy do you find it to turn down women, especially like we are average men, right? We're average men. There's nothing uniquely special about us at the moment, right? None of us are rich and famous. Okay. Some woman comes up to you offering you some coochie and she's good looking. What you gonna tell her no? You drunk having a good time, you out partying, what you gonna tell her no?
Depends.
So if you're single.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and she look fine as fuck. She's everything you would want in a person you want to. What you gonna tell her no? So my thing is, it's sometimes we need to start. Like, listen. First of all, these people need to start practicing safe sex, right? Let's be real. It's very irresponsible. You're a professional athlete. You should. This is nothing new that women are chasing after professional athletes. This is not something new. This didn't just start happening yesterday, right? So you know they want you. You're being careless. You're out there, and as someone who has a child with someone in a difficult situation, you should practice safe sex because you listen to all the things that going on, like Safari, for example, right? The shit that's going on with him and his baby, his wife,
Eric
or baby,
yeah, shit, that bitch need to go to
whatever
jail.
it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People should avoid, like, these women should respect themselves, right? You can't expect a man to respect you when you don't respect yourself. You don't want to be treated like an object, but you're basically half naked on social media. You're advertising your goods on a daily fucking basis, but you want these men to respect you. Yes, my mother raised me to respect women, but I'm sorry. If you're going to come out there and just present yourself as an object, you're going to get treated as such. Men are visual creatures. It's not an excuse. I'm not saying that they should have some better home training as well, right? But you can't present yourself the way you do and expect different results. It's not like you meeting these men at church. You meet them in a club. Your booty all big, cleavage all, titties all out.
Halloween, I saw a lady I saw a girl in a Flintstones outfit. No underwear on. The outfit she had on barely went past her butt cheeks. And she's like bending it over, hands on the floor, shaking ass. But then that's the same female you'll see the next day, at work or whatever. And it's the same one. It's going to be like demon respect from other men, which I just don't understand. And I've always like held my tongue on certain things like this. Cause I'm like, oh man, how are women going to feel about, I really couldn't give less of a fuck at this point. There are too many women out here that be in the clubs, be at the bars, that have absolutely zero respect for themselves and their bodies, and they dress like a bunch of $5 hoes. And then when they get treated like one, it's like they
What
get
was me?
offended. It's like, how could you? I'm not like that. You think just because I dress like that? Yes, I do. I do.
Yeah, that's what we think.
You think just because I dress in this stuff that I'm a hoe? Yes. And what about it?
Yes, it's not fair, but yes.
It's not
We've
fair,
been
but
saying
yeah.
this for years.
Sorry.
Women, like, some of these broads act like fucking idiots. Like, how do you not know this at this point? How you present yourself is what you're going to attract. That goes for men as well. If you're one of those men, you're one of those men that have your shirt off, you're popping all your muscles out, you got the jewelry out, you're throwing money in the air, you're going to attract trash women. That's what you're going to attract. You're one of those women, you got your cleavage out that can see your titty nipple from across the room. Yes, I came over here because I saw your titty nipple. I didn't come over here because I wanted to discuss Bible verses with you. I came over here because I could see your red panties. I could see that you got no panties on. Well, I'm curious. I want to know what it smelled like. Come, let's talk. Like, come on, man. Let's be real. And I'm not even talking to you. I might talk to you like that because I'm a respectful nigga. But still, like that don't make no. How do we not know this? Like
Men
how are we
also need to have a
repeating?
fucking brain, though, to be devil's advocate here.
Matthew.
They gotta have the. No. Don't fucking cut me off, please, because I've been getting cut off all fucking show.
Cry about it.
Fuck you. Here's the thing. Like, men also at the same time have to be fucking vigilant in their own right and be like, I maybe shouldn't fuck with this girl. Like, they have to have the common sense as well. Most of the time we don't, because, as you say, an average looking guy is gonna give into that maybe a lot quicker than, say, maybe a richer guy. I don't know, but
How many times you been in a situation where you got to say no?
I haven't really been in that situation much at all to say. That's the problem. The one situation I had, I took it. The one situation I had, I took it. And she wasn't even like the most beautiful woman on the fucking dance floor. She was average at best.
That's why we gotta get you some
I
Gucci
hate
because you
is-
taking whatever.
See, what I hate is the girl that be at the club. She shows up, she looking good, right? Got the short dress on or whatever. And, she over there throwing ass at her friends, doing blah, blah, blah. And then she'll come up to you and like act like she's interested. And then the first thing
She's
comes
gonna
out her mouth. Yo, like, you should buy me and my friends some drinks. Bitch,
Yeah, yeah,
bitch, get the fuck
yeah.
out. Get the fuck out of my face because
Yep.
you came over here to get something out of me, not because you was
Yep.
interested, not because you wanted to
Nope.
talk, not because you want to have a conversation. You think that because I'm with my homies and we having a good time, that we gonna financially provide for your good time. And I'll tell you this right now. I have a friend that likes to go out and do all that. I hate that he does it. And actually, we had a conversation about this last night. Got kind of
Who, my
heated.
guy? You talking about my guy?
Got kind of heated, but
Yeah.
it
would
was
expect
what we
it to.
needed. It was what it was needed because I don't care about any of these hoes at the club. They could all kiss my ass for all I care. And I've been in situations with him when we are out and we bring people back to his apartment and I'm just looking at the way they're acting and I'm like, this is ridiculous. You're standing on somebody else's bed, twerking, you're taking your panties off, acting all crazy. You going in somebody else's fridge. You don't even live here, acting like you own the house. Then you telling people, yo, someone gotta roll up so we can smoke. You ain't got no drink in here. What the fuck? You ain't got no food, bitch. Do you have money to pay for it? Are you gonna afford his
Yeah.
rent? Are you to me, it's crazy how a lot of these guys will care more and give more leeway to these females in bars and clubs instead of realizing that they're there for one specific thing and they don't
But aren't
value.
we there also for the same thing?
No, I like going to the club just to go out and hang out with my boys and have a good time and listen to good music. I really do. I don't,
I
and a lot of people my age don't. Trust me, I know. I'm an anomaly.
No, it's not that. Because see, first of all, I'm gonna say you're the friend that I needed when I was y'all age, right? You're the friend that I needed because I was always told Peter Paul said try them all. You know what I'm saying? So I applied that to a lot of shit in my life, and I made a lot of mistakes that I shouldn't have done. Right? So you were the friend that I needed. However, also I've had my friends, a lot of my boys growing up there. Whenever we went out, the goal was to get women. My goal was always like you, just to have fun. Now the women to me was a bonus. Like if I'm having a good time and I used to dance a lot. Nigga, I used to love doing that. And if I'm having a good time and that attracts women because that's cool. I'm good with that. Either way, I didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about it, a lot of men, we go to the club, like you're like me, who go to the club to have a good time. A lot of men go to the club, you know why? Because women are at the club. If women are at the club, would you go to the club still to have a good time? Probably
Oh, no.
not.
Oh, no.
You probably stay home and bump the music and smoke your weed and drink your whack ass Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what you would do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hate Hennessy. Hey, Jose, yo, I hate Hennessy. hate,
Very well documented how
loathe.
much he hates it.
loathe. I'm gonna say it every fucking episode. You know what? From now on, that's gonna be my intro. What's up, yo? It's your boy Panama Red. Fuck Hennessy. Like every single time. I hate it, bro. It's
Fuck
disgusting.
around and get us a sponsorship.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Well,
fuck
there
it.
goes the sponsorship.
Nah, why would it be? Nah, they should sponsor it. That'll make people. Well, fuck Panama Red. I'm going to drink this Hennessy. Hennessy. if you're
People did
listening,
say
what's
that.
up?
Fuck. People did say fuck you. They're still going to drink Hennessy, even though you said
That's
it.
good. I don't care. I don't care. Listen, we can make another clip too. Fuck them. Hey, listen, you broke ass bitch. If you drink Hennessy, you're trash. Fuck you. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's disrespectful, and I mean it disrespectfully. Fuck you. You trash. Yo, grow up. Grow up. Get some better taste, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say something like this every episode if I need to. I don't care. Bro. I don't care about your feelings. Hennessy is disgusting. Cognac
I like
in
their new
general is
ad.
disgusting. But
I'm a big fan of the new.
Did
ad.
you?
They have a,
do you drink Hennessy, Jose?
No, have not drank
Okay,
Hennessy.
because
in
I was about to say something to you, but I'm
a
glad.
while.
You drink tequila?
No, I didn't.
What is your nationality background? As
Costa Rican?
Oh,
Costa Rican.
we practically cousins, bro. What the fuck? No,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
Tico. What the practically cousins?
That's my boy.
And I grew
But,
up
yeah,
on the
no,
part of
they
Panama
have
that's
a-
closest to Costa Rica too. Okay.
They have Costa Rica makes its own like cane sugar liquor.
Yeah. What's it called again? Because
called,
we do the same thing in Panama. It's called we call it seco herrerano is what we call it. Oh, I got
I'm
some
forgetting
stories about
what
that
it's
shit.
called. Oh, it's so good. It's so
Yeah.
good. But yeah,
Put
for
you on
me
your ass,
now,
too.
I mean, I'll always Dante knows this. I'm a vodka man through and through. I love vodka. Used to
okay.
drink that like crazy in high school. But love tequila. I love mezcal.
Okay.
I love Patron, and I am a
Can't fuck with tequila, man.
Cabernet Sauvignon guy now.
My
I drink
nigga.
wine.
Yes.
Drink
Cabernet
wine
Sauvignon.
whenever I no. There's a good wine called Noble Vines. It's
Mhm.
like $14, maybe. At Bottle King, it's like $10. Great wine.
Nice.
And then the other one that's really good is that there's another one called Austin Hopes, something
Yeah.
like that. That one.
Listen,
That one's
Matt, let me
great.
put you onto some game, right? Because he brought it
Okay.
up. You made a very good point. When you're hanging out with a female friend, give her wine, specifically red wine, right? To loosen her up
Well,
a
it
little bit. Red
depends.
wine.
A lot of people like white wine too.
I mean,
Sauvignon
white
Blanc.
wine.
That one's great
White
too.
wine is good. Maybe I'm saying that because I don't like white wine myself,
No.
right?
I don't like
I
wine
was-
in general, but
Oh,
like red wine.
what? You gotta get on some
Matt,
wine, man.
have like a. Do you like steak?
yes, love steak.
Even if you like, to be honest with you, even if you like a fat juicy burger, like having like a nice red meat with like a nice red wine is
Well,
great.
I know
Cabernet
the
Sauvignon
pairings
is
are
like
great.
a great one, but that it's a great
But
pairing. Like it's just great.
Maybe you should start off something more lighter. Like maybe you should start off on white wine. Have like a chicken piccata or something with like a good Chardonnay. You know what I'm saying? That'll get you. Like a lot of people start on white Zinfandel. That shit's disgusting.
Mm.
I started drinking on white
You know,
Zinfandel.
I love a beautifully crisp H2O.
That's great too, bro.
H2O. H2O.
Listen,
Yeah.
I
But
can't-
Matt,
the
if
diet
you
I'm
ever,
on, I can't even drink. So.
if you ever want a trick, because
Yes.
I learned this and I hated
Okay.
fucking wine. I could not get into wine, but I learned this from some people. The best way to get into wine is that you have to know how to drink wine. And so just so you have this evidence, this audio, just in case you need to go back to it, you got to pour it, you got to air it out a little bit, and then this sounds insane, but you got to do it because you're going to bless your soul once you do this. You're going to take a little sip, and then you're just going to swash it in your mouth. You just go, and it's going to be disgusting. It is disgusting. It feels like it gets in your crevice and it's just nasty.
Mhm.
And then you drink it, wait a minute, literally count 60 seconds, then take that next sip. It's over.
I
You'll
will
never
keep
go
that in
back.
mind. I mean,
You'll never, ever, ever go back. It tastes so good. And then when you eat and drink it,
See, I thought you were going to go a different route entirely because what I used to do when I started drinking whiskey, because I'm more of a dark liquor guy as opposed to clear, I used to like
I like
water
Woodford Reserve.
I like to water it down just a little bit before I started like really sipping it because then I can get the taste of it without getting like hit with everything at once. And then once I started getting the feel for it, I was like, I could just drink this shit straight. Now, granted, I'll still wince a little bit every now and again, depending on if it's a new brand. But you guys are talking about all this clear liquor. I'm just like, I can't fuck with it, man. I fuck with tequila a little bit, but I don't fuck with vodka. I don't fuck with any of the other stuff. I just like whiskey.
So
just have a full bottle of gin and vodka and rum sitting in my bar that I won't drink.
My thing with tequila, it has to be just natural, like Patron and up. Anything under there, Cuervo, even Casamigos, anything under is just it'll just destroy you because it's unnatural.
Trash. I drink it all the time because it's convenient and it's cheaper, but Casamigos really isn't that good.
The mezcal, I like the mezcal from Casamigos. They have a nice mezcal that I'm good with. But hold on, Mike, have you ever had do you know what a gusano rojo is?
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had a gusano rojo. That don't sound like something I would have.
There's a mezcal that was really famous because they would put a worm in it. And the idea, the myth behind it would be like, if you ever got to the bottom of the bottle and drank the worm, you'd be going through a trip. Because it'd be like so soaked and shit, but really it's just because you're fucked up because you drank a whole bottle of tequila or mezcal. So my girlfriend's parents have a bottle of mezcal that I've been just sipping away at because I want to drink that fucking worm.
Oh, you sick fuck,
dude! I want to fucking
so
drink
weak,
it.
Dante. What the,
bro? I can't, like worms, bro.
Dude, and it's just floating, bro.
It's just there at the bottom, chilling.
So it's everywhere. It's everywhere in that drink.
And it's funny because on the bottle, on like the label, there's just like this cute little cartoon of the worm.
See, he could hang back in the day. We used to, the shit we used to drink, Goldschlager. We used to drink that shit. Ooh. Mad Dog 2020. Do you even know what that is? We used to drink that shit. Right?
Yo, Mad Dog 20. You want some crazy shit, bro? There was one day, literally, it's just like when like COVID. Now, COVID's just a wild time.
It was a Wild West.
It was the first time I ever had a Four Loko. Shotgun. You won't think I'm crazy, okay? Shotgunned the Four Loko.
Tripping.
Took 2 Jeebs. Then drank half a bottle of Blue Raz Mad Dog 2020.
Tripping. You bet you threw up everywhere, didn't you?
And I tell you, I thought I was in the bathroom for 20 minutes. I was actually in the bathroom for 2.5 hours. And I had no idea. I did not know. I walk outside. And when I went into the bathroom, it was like me and like 15 friends were all in my boy's backyard. When I go back out, it's nighttime.
Nobody's there.
Everyone's gone. I was like,
tripping.
So now, if this was like the OG Four Loko too, like I can only imagine how much worse you would have felt.
Yeah, it was a tall boy. It had a tall boy.
Oh,
Four Loko. Took it straight to and I tell you, like I shotgun.
Oh, that's
great
crazy.
Shotgun.
You ever? I lost a bet because I was in. I don't know if you know where Marist is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
New York.
It's in New York. I once lost a bet and I had to beer bong 2 Four Locos in a row.
Oh Christ!
Beer bong.
That's beer bong. That shit. Oh man.
God damn.
That was a mean. That was mean.
Dead.
That was mean, bro.
Dead. Sure.
Yeah,
listen. Jose was there the first time I got high.
Dude, I always think about that.
What?
The murder.
The burger. No. That was pandemic.
Oh.
No, this was. Okay. So here's how the whole thing. I don't think I ever told.
It was a great day. Great way. Great way to start the school year, bro.
Yeah, bro. So it was prom
If it
weekend.
was first day of school. First day of school.
It was prom weekend. It was prom weekend. That was prom weekend. We were at the
Dante,
house.
It was the first day of school.
What do you mean the first day of school? I just smoked weed at the beginning of senior year. I just smoked weed at the beginning of senior year. This was prom weekend. Because remember,
No,
we had talked about
Dante, this was literally the first day of school. I will never forget this.
I have
First day of school.
I don't know who this nigga's talking about, but I ain't smoked weed until June 2019. So I don't know what he talking about. But we had the
It was beginning of junior year, if I remember right. Beginning of junior year.
No,
First day of junior year.
I was still.
Are we talking about when we smoked with both Jennies?
What?
Yeah.
No,
the first day.
I've never smoked with either of them.
Well, bro, it's because we were fucking rocked. And so first day of junior year, you're on the bus. We're all in the back. And we're all chilling. And basically Jenny says, hey, y'all want to get high? And hey, man, it was my first time as well. I was like, you and I looked at each other. We're like, I don't think we've either smoked before. And they smoked all the time. And so we were like, fuck it, I guess we'll smoke. And so we went to their house, but we couldn't smoke at their house. And so their neighbor was out on vacation. And so they had this little playground house. So we went in there, did some jeebs, went back to Jenny's place. And from there, I mean, I was fucking smashed.
Well, the first time I ever smoked weed was
you were there, motherfucker.
was not there. I don't know what the hell you
probably don't even remember it. Maybe that's probably
you were
what happened.
First of all,
Dante, we were both so high.
I don't know what that was. I did not smoke until prom weekend of senior year. And the only reason why was because I was hooping in Hillsborough, used to drug test like crazy. And I wasn't into that stuff. I didn't drink in high school. I didn't smoke. I didn't do none of that. And I was never, ever going to get fucked over a drug test. But we had a prom weekend group chat. And they were always
prom weekend was amazing, bro.
Jeebs. I had no idea what that was. I'm like, what y'all talking about, bro? So randomly in the group chat, Snap group chat, right? I go, all right, guys, you know what? Prom weekend, fuck it. I'm a hit a Jeeb, whatever that is. And they all went ballistic. They were like, Daint, what? No, like all of my friends smoke weed. I was the only one that didn't. So I was like, fuck it. They screenshotted it. I thought nothing of it. We get to prom weekend. We finished prom. I got down to the house probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Moment I walk in the house, yo, Daint, come in the bathroom, bro.
Right here, bro. Right here, bro.
Dirtiest, milkiest Gatorade bottle filled with smoke. I took maybe like half of a second of a hit of that shit. Coughing all over. They were like, yo, bro, you got to finish your food. You got to finish your food. I'm like, finish? You want to finish all? You want to do all that in my body? I took one more hit, done up. So I walk out the bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck? I end up sitting down on the blow-up mattress in the middle of the living room that we had. Jose was there. I think Bryn might have been in the bathroom or whatever. But yo,
Bryn was there.
I'm sitting
Ryan was there. Bird was there.
Laughing my ass off for 30 minutes at everything. Everything was hilarious. Everything was funny. And I remember the very next
weekend was a good time.
Oh, it was a crazy weekend. I woke up the very next morning, first thing, 7 o'clock in the morning, rejuvenated. I was like, oh, whoa, it's a crazy feeling. I've never enjoyed food so much a day in my life. And I had been told, they were like, yo, man, you smoke, you want to enjoy the food, I'm like, ah. Oh, man, I was hooked at that point. I was like, oh, my, this is what it's like? What a day.
Do you remember when Yash threw his OC party in like junior or senior year?
I didn't go to any parties, so no.
So Ryan and DeAndre met up at that party and they were like, yo, we should have a Jeeb war. And so they were just jeebing off of each other. And I'll never forget, the worst Jeeb I've ever seen is DeAndre taking a Jeeb off of the back porch of Yash's house. And Ryan is literally blowing this Jeep up for him. And it was just brown. Like, it was just bad.
Yeah, brown. Straight brown.
It was brown. It was bad. And he took it and he was just dying. But, I always feel bad for that prom weekend just because of Christian. I think something happened with his fucking, dab pen.
Bad for that idiot. How do you, okay, Matt, Mike.
It was so
stupid.
Because it was so stupid.
So we walking down the streets of Seaside, right? Now, obviously, we're all minors, so we can't be walking around with alcohol or whatever. And they were all walking around with alcohol or whatever, right? So cops come out and they about to bust people. So everyone starts running. I got into one of the houses and I was I wasn't doing anything, but cops, I run, obviously. So I get inside the house and these motherfuckers are running down the street. There's a cop car. And I vividly remember this because I watched it happen. I'm looking out the window. Christian runs off the sidewalk, runs across the street, and just before he runs across the street, he takes a can of beer and throws it underneath the cop car.
Oh,
That
I
was
didn't know
dumb.
about this.
That's stupid.
Throwed it. And I was like, there's no way he just did that. And Christian's like 5'2".
Yeah, no.
They picked his ass
dumb.
up. They picked his ass up, took him out. And I don't even think it ever went to court because it was pushed back for so long. But I'm like, bro, how could you be so dumb? You threw a can of beer underneath a cop car with the cops standing right outside of the car. You thought you were gonna get away with that? Come on, dog. We gotta be better. We got to be better, baby. We got to be better.
I got a question. Before you ask that.
Go for it, Matt.
I got a question. How inebriated are we all gonna get the night of the election?
Not at all.
Not at all.
That's my birthday. I'm eating some pumpkin pie.
Why?
Because I feel like I need to fucking drink for this one.
Why? Listen, you've had enough time to prepare between shitbag and suck. You've had time. You know what's coming. Why would you drink? For that reason, anyway. You want to drink, my brother. Do you? But why would you drink for that reason?
I'm not saying it's for that reason, but I'm just saying it's like, man, there's a part of me that thinks to myself, oh boy, I'm gonna have to drink very heavily because that night's gonna be rough.
For whom?
Just everybody,
Right.
regardless of either side. It's gonna.
I need you to explain how is it going to be rough.
Well, as someone that's not voting
following.
at all, it's gonna be rough for me that I have to listen.
Why aren't
to
you
both
voting?
sides. I do not like either side this year, and I do not like either candidate, so I'm choosing not to vote. And plus, I missed the cutoff.
I'm just saying, Matt, and this ain't to hate on you.
No, I
If you
understand.
don't vote, you have. I don't want to hear a damn complaint from
I'm
you.
not
Not a
saying
damn
anything.
thing.
Not saying anything.
About shit.
But why would you-
I have made peace with that part already.
But Matt, why would you leave it up to other people to decide your fate?
Well, we already do that anyways with the Electoral College, so that was.
I mean, I hear you, but still, the Electoral College sucks. By the way, it needs to be
Trash.
abolished.
Trash.
But what? I mean, I'm not here to criticize you. I'm just
I am.
interested in the logic behind it.
You always do anyway, regardless. But I
Me?
just no. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, because I moved, I didn't get the chance to register anyway, so I don't think I can even vote in
your
South
state.
Carolina, regardless.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go back all the way home just to vote. So it's just like,
Yeah, you better drive them 9 hours. What you talking about?
Fuck that. No, so it's like I probably couldn't vote anyway. Like I just got too busy and I forgot to register. So like either way, I wasn't going to be able to. But even deep down inside of me, I was feeling to myself, it's like I can't really feel good about voting for either side. Like I don't like Trump anymore, and even though I voted for him the last two elections, admittedly, I don't like him anymore. I don't like
you're
Kamala
racist,
for
huh?
sure.
So no, you know what? So last night I was on. First off, I forgot to say the shout out to B Word, man. I was on his podcast last night.
Oh, how was that? I can't wait to
Or
hear
this
that.
morning. First of all, I'm gonna tell him like I told him last night. I'm gonna tell him like he was the time he was on our show. I'm impressed by the way he handles himself doing his podcast. I think it is spectacular the way he did shit. And we didn't get a chance to talk about it during the podcast, but we had like I think it was like 30 minutes after we were done. We had just chat, and what we've both concluded was that I don't care who you vote for, man. I'm not mad that you voted for Donald Trump. You know, he was in 2016. I wouldn't have been mad. The fact that you voted for him again, tells me that you got some issues and you need therapy, my guy. But I don't care who you vote for, right? The problem is, like I told B Word last night, I think we've gotten to a point where Trump has made it okay for people to behave like children. We have grown folks with children conducting themselves as children. We are not having a conversation with each other. We're not meeting in the middle. You can like who you like. You can vote for who you want to vote for. That's fine. But criticizing the other side and calling them all the different things that we name calling each other like we're fucking third graders. Like, why? How can we get anywhere?
Quick.
I feel like a lot of people are voting simply, and B Word mentioned this last night. We're making decisions based off of fear, right?
Yeah.
There aren't many people that can sit me down and tell me why they're voting for Trump as far as policy goes. Okay. They can't, explain that to me. They'll tell me, well, Kamala arrested. She's been in the White House for 4 years. Shut up. She's the vice president. You don't know what you're talking about. They don't have power. Look it up. Have you not been in a civics class?
I don't even know what the point of vice president is. Like, why the fuck do we have it? It's like a little brother.
A vice president is a figurehead. A vice president basically is there.
President.
So when a vote comes, I think it's in the Senate, when a vote comes and they need a deciding vote, the vice president becomes the deciding vote. That's pretty much.
You want to tag along?
That's pretty much all they're there for. Which is why, and I had mentioned this to you guys as well. Can I recall in my almost 40 years of life that we referred to an administration as the such and such administration. It's always been the Bush administration, the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the Biden administration. Why is this all of a sudden the Biden-Harris administration? Listen, Kamala Harris has her flaws. She's not perfect. She gives horrible interviews, and that is what it is, right? But in my opinion, I prefer that to the rhetoric racist enabling
rhetoric. Yes,
you know what I'm saying. I don't know. And B Word had mentioned to me that there's like whispers in the U.S. of like civil war in this. I don't know if the U.S. can withstand another 4 years of Trump. I'm not sure. I'm not.
See,
sure
here's the thing, though, because I know everybody says I can't complain regardless of the outcome, or what happens after. I understand that, but for what the other side does as a response, I will be blaming somebody. That's for sure.
So
that's all I will say.
I'm of the opinion that the left, and we're talking about extreme left, the radical left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of the mindset that they won't be starting riots and things like that. I don't believe so, because that goes against everything that they preach. However, on the other side, the magatards, I worry. And I'm not talking about your regular everyday Republicans who are making, I can't criticize the decision because they believe in what they believe in, and that's fine, right? Everyone's entitled to believe. But I'm talking about these magatards that fucking put bandages on their ears just to, somehow resemble their Lord and Savior DJT. It's
yeah. They look at Trump like he's a god, and that shit is
so. I got into I wouldn't say argument, but definitely a disagreement with my sister a few nights ago because she was on a date, and somehow over the course of that date, it became known that the guy that she was talking to was more liberal. When I tell you that girl cried over it, she cried. And I said to myself, I was like, Tor, I was like, Tor, first of all, why is it that if he isn't a Trump fan, does that automatically make him a liberal? It was like, well, look at the pattern of it. I'm just like, well, that doesn't mean a fucking thing. He could still be a Republican. He just doesn't like Trump. And then we get into a whole thing where it's like, oh, how come you don't like Trump anymore? Blah, blah, blah. Or just because and it's like Kamala and Biden ruined the, what's it called? The economy. Where I'm just like, well, technically speaking, Obama was the one that created the economy that Trump was in. And then the whole cycle of what we talked about with John. Mm-hmm. You know what she says to me? She's like, that's not true. That's you don't even know what you're talking about.
Did she have any facts to support her claims that it's not true?
This is her response to it. You don't watch Fox News, so you don't know what's going on.
Matt, I'm sorry for what I'm about to say.
Don't say it. Say it respectfully.
Don't be respectful about it. That's my sister you're talking about. I still love her. I still love that girl, even though I
mean,
disagree with her.
I'm going to say
entirely.
it. I'll say this. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. She's an idiot if she thinks Fox News is providing. It's not
response is,
good to
why
watch
do you
one
listen
news
to
source
any?
anymore. They're not even a credible news source anymore, and they haven't been for 2 years. Literally.
It's just I don't think you can be well informed listening to one side.
Exactly.
Just don't.
That's what I said there. Is like, why do you only listen to one? And first of all the major broadcast news stations are trash.
Have you watched the Trump rally? Have any of y'all watched it?
I know people that were just at one.
You mean the Nazi rally?
Stop it! Oh my god,
that's what it was.
It's an exaggeration. No, I'm not talking about one specific. I'm not talking. I'm not referring specifically only to Madison Square Garden. I'm referring in general to any of his Trump rallies. Have you ever?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Have you ever listened to any of them? No. Anyway, he says nothing. He says nothing. Like, if there are any supporters listening, listen. I don't care who you vote for. I just want people to make informed decisions, not fear-based decisions, but informed. You listen to this man. What is he going to do for you? He talks about himself. He talks about the things. Oh, the radical left. He doesn't talk about any of his policies, any of his promises to the American people. He talks about all his gripes and concerns and all the things that have done to him. Poor me, poor me. This is the person that you guys want to elect to be the leader of the quote unquote greatest nation in the world. And he whines like a little child. And this is who we're supporting.
You know what?
He's a businessman. He's a failed businessman. He's failed in more of his business ventures than he has being successful. I don't understand.
Donald Trump was approved. Donald Trump was approved. You know why? Donald Trump will get you all hyped up. You know, like, I'm about to hit this shit. You know, I'm excited. And the moment you get in the bedroom,
that's just playing.
I'm kidding. I've never done this before.
I have, or even worse. I have a headache. I can't do anything tonight.
I've never done this before. Oh my god! No, it's just that people talk about he's already been president. His presidency. I'm sorry, was not a success. He did a few good things, very few. But his presidency, and I hope Jamingos listen to this, and I hope you come at me, bro, because I'm prepared. I've been reading. Okay, his presidency was an absolute failure. Even the good economy that he inherited, he fucked up. Even that, he fucked up. He's talking about bringing tariffs. He's talking about
Don't say that.
It's the truth.
Don't say he inherited that economy. Trump supporters don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that.
Even his plan for tariffs are going to fall on the American consumer. People are not paying attention to this. It seems like the same thing. Obama came in. Oh shit, a black person. That's what it feels like, man. It feels like a lot of racist decisions and I don't like saying that, right? I'm not that person to pull the racist card. That's not my thing. Y'all see how I get down, man. I'm not like that. But it feels like we don't want a black woman. Well, she's not even black. She's Indian. Fuck. You don't want a person of color leading the country again. That's what I'm not saying. She's necessarily. I think honestly, I just don't. I'm being a bit of a hypocrite if I'm going to be honest, because my fear is for the U.S. My fear is I personally believe we cannot take another 4 years of this racist rhetoric. We cannot. We saw January 6th. We've seen what happens when radicalism is let loose. We've seen it before. We've seen how he's enabled groups like the Proud Boys and the Charlottesville things that have happened. We've seen it already. Y'all really want that shit again?
White people do.
That's crazy to me.
White people do. Because he's the perfect representation of white America. Do whatever I want, say whatever I want, because what the fuck you gonna do about it? I'm white.
Rules
Listen,
for thee, but
either
not for
way,
me.
the Christian that doesn't know any Bible verses, the Christian that has slept with God knows how many porn stars, the Christian, he playing y'all. It's blasphemous. And y'all falling for it like a bunch of fools.
Remember Dave Chappelle said this shit best. Dave said it best. He said, I see all of these I see all of these old redneck white people walking around saying, MAGA, run for Trump for president, Trump for president. He's like, you think he's fighting for you?
Dog.
He's fighting for me.
Yes.
I got more
He's going to
money.
get a significant
Yo.
tax break.
Yes. And
Yes.
guess what? And Dave Chappelle still ain't vote for his ass.
No, but see,
Still ain't vote for
rich
his ass.
white men, it makes sense for rich white men because if you look at his tax, what he's trying to do with the taxes, if you have a look at it, the richer you get, the less you're paying, right?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Either make it equal or make it like, bro, you can't expect two people to pay this. Like you have people that are making $50,000 a year and you have people that are making 50 million. How do you expect the same from them both? There's no way. There's no way. You're making 50 million, bro. And people will call that socialism. You know what? We should maybe adopt a little bit of socialism, democratic socialism, the way they do it in Sweden. Why can't we adopt that? Why can't healthcare be universal? Why can't it? Why do we allow lobbyists to come in? We've allowed lobbyists and big corporations to come in and obliterate our system.
I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but I'm curious because Jose, what do you feel about this whole thing? I mean, I am curious.
I don't have truly enough info on anything to truly say anything.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel the same way.
I got nothing,
but I see enough to to have at least some sort of opinion on it.
No, because like I can't really say anything because like something even as stupid as like, oh, I want to vote for Kamala, just because I want to, and then you're like, well, she's part of the administration that's been. You see, I don't even have enough information on this. That's like been going on what's been happening in Gaza and shit like that, and then you can just be like, oh well, I just want to vote for Trump, and then you just see the hate and all of that stuff that brings with it. And exactly, like I'm talking so general and so I have nothing specific because I don't really know what's going on. But what I know a little bit that is going on is that, like, I know you said you didn't want to vote because you're choosing a side between Trump and Kamala. But on top of that, there's other officials that we get to select that are part of closer to our town and stuff. And so definitely next time, like, I understand maybe abstaining from the vote for like the president of the United States, but there's definitely officials that might affect you more than you think.
No, I agree. And I mean, like, in that regard, I see.
And those you can, that information is way easier to come by because you can read what they've done in the papers that are part of your town and stuff like that. But I have really nothing to say.
Yeah.
I don't.
But in that regard, I see where I was wrong because I just didn't get the chance to register. Like, I can't do anything about it in my own local area, which, again,
I don't care about Trump supporters. Like, you can support Trump all you want, but if you black and you support Trump, you're weird to me, dude. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird.
And there's that whole scene in Spike Lee's the Five Bloods. You know, one of them is a Trump supporter, and they break down that whole fucking thing during that movie.
His whole premise is make America great again. And Mike, me and you, we've been sending each other videos about Trump and everything for like the past 2 weeks, right? And the one video that I saw that this dude couldn't give a straight answer. It was crazy because he's just a dumbass nigga. But black guy asked him, for any African American, when was America great? And when it was great, would you go back to that time? At what point in time was America great for us? For us. There were times America was great, don't get me wrong, but not for people that look like me, not for people that look like Mike. Yeah. And it's crazy to me that you will have black people out there defending it, be like, oh, y'all need to stop this whole victim mentality. Nigga, shut up. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Everybody don't have victim mentality, but we do understand that there are eras in history that affect things that are going on now, and we don't neglect to acknowledge them. And I think
No.
that is the issue that I have with black people who are fully got a hard on for Trump, because they do it over the most ignorant things. I've seen many videos of ignorant ass niggas going, man, I made like $2,000 during the pandemic under Trump. Man, he was giving me money every week. Now, how long did you have to wait to get that money so he could have his name on that check? So it looked like, oh, Trump was giving you, man, that money was going to come out regardless, but it was pushed back so that way Trump could have his name on that check. It's like, hey, nigger, I gave you some money. Vote for me in 2024.
Yeah.
And you might not like the fact that I'm saying it, but it's fact, man.
I think the most ridiculous argument I've heard from black folks are one that Kamala put black people in jail. Right, that's the one thing.
True.
It's not entirely true.
Not entirely. In numbers, it's not entirely true. It's not.
Okay. And then my rebuttal to that was, so you want niggas to just do whatever the fuck they want?
Yeah.
We complain about the drugs that are flooded in the streets. So is she not supposed to do her job?
And if it was a white person putting them in there, they'd be racist. But now it's a person of African American descent. Oh, she ain't down with the people, and that's the issue I have with the community.
And then
you're essentially calling her a coon, more or less. But
then there's the well, I can identify with Donald Trump because he's a felon. And
that's ridiculous shit, man.
See, but this is how some folks think, though, and that's the thing. See, you're y'all just bust out laughing. It's not even, bro. It's sad. Yeah, we have some of our folks have this is their own expectation of self. I can identify with him because he's a felon. That is ridiculous. The reasons we're voting for this man is ridiculous. If he could actually stand up in all of his fucking rallies and all of his interviews on television and could have looked at me and in the camera and said, this is why you should vote for me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop this. And I'm going to do this. I can fuck with that. Just like I thought about it in 2016. But every interview he gets on, he can't convey what he's going to do for the American people. People are just voting for him
with a straight answer.
Yeah, that's the difference between 2016 Trump and now, because like back when he was running the first time, he was actually giving reasons and things he was actually trying to do, and I was like, okay, I can kind of fuck with this.
You can fuck with that, yes.
And 2020 is it's a anomaly. It's a little weird of a fucking time.
Whatever, so, you fell on your head that day. It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I did. But here's the thing. Like, then I didn't realize what I see now. That's the other thing I wanted to get to. Where it's like I didn't see what you were talking about now. Then still, I was still on the. I just didn't want Biden to get in the office. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go for Trump. And that wasn't the right way to go about it either. Not that I was going to vote for Biden, but still,
he's taking advantage of the fact that the American people are beat down. We're tired, bro. We're tired of inflation. We're tired of paying fucking ridiculous amounts of money for medication and groceries. We're tired. And he's taking advantage of it. All he's saying is they're not going to do this for you. He's not saying I'm going to do this for you. He just says they're not going to do this for you. And that's what my problem is. This time he's not making any promises. There is no promise of the great big wall. There's a promise of vote for me and you won't have to worry about it again. What is that supposed to mean?
My biggest issue is, and it's the last thing I'm going to say on Trump because I hate this motherfucker.
Hate, bro?
I don't hate. Despise.
For someone that you don't know and you don't know you.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I hate Hitler too. I don't know that motherfucker either. Now,
hate.
I
was going to say something, but I promised B word I wouldn't say nothing too crazy.
As a politician,
you're not on his show though.
No, because okay. So what I wanted to say.
Wait, let me say what I'm about to say because y'all all gonna agree with me. Okay, you're all going to agree. I do not understand how, as a politician, in any way, shape, or form, Republican, Independent, Democrat, that you could be against education.
Yep.
I will never, ever understand that.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, there was a small portion in there where I was like, maybe I might vote for Trump. when I heard what he said about defunding educational departments
Yeah.
if they were going to teach real American history, not this fabricated bullshit they've been doing for years.
Yeah,
And I
I've had
think
enough of that.
the person on Fox that asked him the question, I don't know if he was being funny, if he was trying to bait him, but he said, "What if they teach about this new history, how America was built on the backs of slaves and all this other kind of stuff?" He said, well, we're not going to send them any money. We're going to
Yeah. I saw that.
that makes it's crazy to me where we live in a
I guess
place
people are missing that
where
part.
politicians that care more about the control, the individual control of having your own guns, but they want to cut books out of school systems. They want to take certain curriculums out so that way they can speak on history in certain instances in a manner that makes things more comfortable. History isn't supposed to be comfortable. It's history. It happened. You can't change it. It is what it is. It's insane to me that there's a new rhetoric that's being taught in Florida public schools that when they talk about slavery, they're not actually talking about the effects of slavery, what slavery truly was. It's they're going to teach slavery in this manner. Slaves were taught certain skills and trades that benefited them as people. What the fuck?
I think Dante, what you said, and you could take this right after me, Matt, is that I think it is true. History can be changed because we have the power to teach it however we want to. And unfortunately, yes, you said it's uncomfortable and everything, but I think doesn't matter who you are. I think it's uncomfortable for it to be taught the way you don't want it to. Like we learned a certain type of history, and that has been manipulated from who knows 50 years before that was being taught. And it's just the fact that you're that afraid is a little interesting. But
I mean, the most American
hold on.
is to lie about it.
Matt, I want to. Matt, go ahead, bro. I want to address that.
I'll be quick. There's two things I wanted to say, and especially one of them in agreeing with Jose and one of them agreeing with Dante. In Jose's regard, I'm going to say a quote from Captain Price in Modern Warfare 2. History is written by the victor. History is filled with liars. One of the quotes from the last mission's intro. In Dante's regard, he's saying that how they're replacing books and such. Well, actually, they are replacing books. It's gonna sound a little fucked up when I say it, but they are replacing books. They're replacing it with bullets instead. Now you can speak, Mike. So am I not wrong? Am I not wrong though?
You're not wrong. Exactly. Didn't something just happen in Florida again?
I have no fucking idea because I have not heard anything from
Florida again.
Oh, of course it did.
So I don't agree with telling history however the hell you want to tell it. You tell it like it is. Period. There's no why because I'm going to tell history. You're basically what are you going to dilute the history of what happened?
Well, that's what we want, Mike. We wish it could be that easy. We wish.
But it is though. It is that simple.
It isn't. It isn't because
what do you mean? You do your research.
People
you tell your findings.
No, because think about it. To teach that history, you have to pay for that history. And to pay for that history, people have to agree on, like, what was it? The McGraw-Hill history books. That's a book that has been looked at, been okayed by whoever knows how many people and said, you know what? This is what we're going to send this year for the class of 2019, 6th grade history class. Like, we wish it could be as easy as saying we're just going to teach history, but it's not. It has to go through so many levels. It's got to be funded.
So if you're saying that there has to be approved history, if you're saying that there has to be no.
We wish it wouldn't have to be approved. I think it would be amazing if we could just get it straight up and exactly how it is. But to think that is going to happen is really hard to believe unless someone took it upon themselves to fund it the right way. But unfortunately, it's funded through the government.
we also have
Well,
to
the
keep in mind the audience that's receiving the books. Like you said, 6th grade. Like, how complex do we want to make 6th grade history?
Well,
No, I'm
no.
just
I mean,
telling
think
you.
about it. You teach history from, I don't even know what's the first year you technically are learning history, up until halfway maybe through senior year. They do it in a way where you're learning
But
gradually whatever you're learning.
but I
But
think what
again,
Dante was, referring to though is trying to teach. Let's talk about something specific, slavery. To teach history in the way to make it seem as though slaves had a choice is ridiculous.
of
That's
course,
that's that's making it seem like a fucking Disney play, right?
they were
That's
dragged
my
here.
issue with it, right? Slavery happened. It's an unfortunate blemish in the U.S. history, right? But here in Germany, right? Germany had a problem. Nazis. That's what we know Germany for. They don't try to cover it up.
No, they don't.
They
They
don't
don't.
try to sugarcoat it. You know what they do? They teach you exactly what happens so they don't repeat the mistakes. You know what they do? They make it illegal to say Heil Hitler. They make it illegal to do the sign. They make it illegal to have Nazi swastikas. They make that shit illegal. Yet
Mm.
freedom in America.
Mike,
Freedom.
have you ever seen? There's a really famous filmmaker named Ava DuVernay. Have you ever heard of a movie called Origin?
I've heard of many movies called Origin.
So this is based on a true story of a woman who was going through some loss. She's a really famous writer, and she was trying to begin her new book, and she didn't really know what topic she was going to really begin with. And so she was seeing this systematic oppression, uh, mainly focused in 3 areas of the world, which is Germany, Nazi Germany, really, to be honest with you, the entire history from slavery to present of America, and places in Asia like India. And so she was creating this book about how they conversely all were using techniques that they were practically all using the same exact techniques to oppress all of their people. And sometimes they were all at the same time. And I think I think you should definitely watch this movie. It's named Origin. It's a
I might get high and
fantastic
watch it
movie.
tonight.
It's really, really, really good. And they do a fantastic job just outlining everything that's happening. And it's really, really good.
There's one more topic that I really really wanted to talk about real quick, and it's something really important to Jose, man. Transgenders.
Oh God, here we go.
You know
If
what's
I
so
had it,
interesting?
I'd press in jail. Oh shit.
You know what's so interesting, Dante? That I don't know what is the correct word for this, but I just watched a movie called Conclave, which is a really, really fantastic movie. Basically, in the Roman Catholic Church, when the Pope
Yeah, that
dies,
movie just came out.
you got to watch it, Matt. You know what? I won't say much, but basically, the Pope dies, and 3 weeks later, all the people that represent the highest forms of the Catholic Church, they all go to Rome, and they practically seal them in a building, and every day they all vote for who should be the new Pope, being it one of them, and they have to get a 2/3 majority. And I think you would have a real fun time of who they actually elect. It's really fucking good.
Wasn't it based off of real events?
No, one second, Matt. What's that guy doing?
If you watch the movie, you'll understand why.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why I brought this up. I wish.
Okay.
Yeah, why'd you say me? I'm not offended.
What are you?
I'm not
Bring him
offended.
up.
I don't really care. But
So senior year, right? Senior year, I'm working in the tech hub with the computers. I get kicked out, and I actually end up having to take a class. I have to take an elective Only elective I could take that was available that had seats was gender studies.
Oh boy.
So I walk into gender
Okay.
studies the very first day of class. See Jose, I see a bunch of friends, everybody. So I walk in, a bunch of the girls in
High
there
school.
were pissed. Yes. A bunch of them were
Oh.
pissed. They were like, oh, Dante's in here. Because they think I'm homophobic, but I'm really not. I just have opinions on certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, first day of class, everything went smooth. We're talking about like gender roles and everything.
What the fuck did I say?
It's cool. The next day in class, we get into the whole transgender conversation.
Oh,
If
boy.
you could see Jose's face the entire conversation, he was like, oh my God. Like going all over the place. Next day, Jose didn't come back.
Hold on. Hold on. You know what's so funny about that class is that I was senior year, the only classes I was taking, if I remember right, it was 9 periods, one of them being a half period for lunch. So it was really 8 periods. 8 periods, I think I had English, science, well, physics, gym, well, PE, health, and film. That's it. So, and film took about, I think, 60% of my day.
Yeah, because you were
in
all
film.
in there and nowhere else.
I was in there because I was going through, he had a computer where I could watch movies and like do some research on movies. In high school, I was going through about 5, 6, 7 movies a day. And I was watching at least 3 or 2 of them in high school. And it was great. Public education system for the win. And so I had one extra period that I couldn't really get another movie in. It was kind of just an extra 40 minutes that I kind of couldn't really use anyway. So I was like, you know what? Let me go to this gender studies. I think it'd be really cool. I think her name was Miss Brogan, if I remember, Mrs. Brogan. And I was like, you know what? Gender studies, that could be a good idea. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. I go in, and if I remember right, I think the first day that I was there, she wasn't even there.
I wasn't there.
I think there was a substitute, and we were doing a coloring page.
Mm.
And I was like, I think the majority of us are seniors. And I got no problem with coloring pages, but it got me the wrong way. I was just like, am I really transferring into this class right now? And that was the first day, a coloring page. I was like, okay. Dante finally got there, and like maybe a week or 2 passed. Oh,
yeah.
a little nugget. And we're in this gender studies class, and I truly, Dante said it's right. I had no idea what the fuck we were talking about. It was so stupid. I mean, most of the class was filled with people that were quote unquote on the top side of high school, the popular kids.
Yeah,
and they were just saying a bunch of ignorant stuff. And to be honest, I truly don't even want to get into it. It was bad. Like,
were they
really
using
bad.
like the F word and stuff?
No.
Oh,
no.
So like in defense of like gays and all that stuff.
To be honest with you, basically how the class worked is that she would pose some ideas and some definitions of things that we might not really know as an 18-year-old into this world. And
okay,
there are things that, you know, we don't know. And this is a society that we don't know everything about. And she was helping us, giving us these definitions. Well, basically, that's like the first 10 minutes of class. She introduces a subject to us, and then basically we're allowed to talk about it. What do you think about this? Yada, yada, yada. And the next 30 minutes, it's just a bunch of kids talking about absolute nonsense about how could this be and this be. And sometimes it would feel so ignorant that, because she just talked about it. So if you were listening, you would understand everything perfectly. But maybe it's just because the class is designed in a way that those extra 30 minutes are for those people who don't understand. But it's almost as if these people went out of their way to be ignorant to talk about this shit, because the next 30 minutes of class, kiss 30 minutes goodbye of anything said that was
Productive.
competent.
It was a bunch
so
of people in
productive.
there that they were very pro-gay, but it was pro-gay to a point that they were ignorant of a lot of things that had to do with the LGBTQ community, that they were just saying everything that was so damn opinion based that it's like, bro, what the hell are y'all talking about?
So
Like,
kind of like fake activists and
yeah,
shit.
and we didn't only, I think it was
Yeah.
gender studies. We did not only talk about
True.
gays and transgender. We talked about gender roles and everything.
Yeah.
Like, Jose, you weren't even in class. We had this was one of the worst ideas Brogan ever had. She split up the guys and the girls.
No.
Right.
Oh fuck.
She had us write stereotypes about the opposite gender. We had to write 10 of them on a paper. And you can only imagine how that turned out. So I remember this like it was yesterday. Nicole.
Oh, that's such a
It was
bad
idea.
idea.
Nicole on one end.
I fucking love Nicole.
Me and my bro Prescott on
If
the
there
other.
is anyone that I truly fucking, there is no one that can hold an opinion and argue like Nicole.
And there's
And I love
nobody who can't handle anybody's opinion like Nicole. And I'm explaining why. So
I love her.
we were we were talking about girls and everything, right? And we had said, oh, women belong in the kitchen, they can't drive, all they need to do is cook,
Just a
all they do is
bad
clean, they all need to be on their knees. We said a bunch of crazy, but we were talking about stereotypes. So that was the whole goal. So Nicole goes, you guys are just generalizing women and it's wrong and it's blah blah blah. And I'm like,
that
bitch,
was the
whole
point
premise
of the
fucking
assignment.
assignment. So then the girls go. Nicole says this verbatim. All dudes care about is tits and ass, and they're all perverts. So you know me, I'm gonna say something. So I go, wait, Nicole. Aren't you generalizing all men, saying we're all perverts and we all love tits and ass? When I tell you, this girl went from 0 to 100 real quick. She got up out of her desk, started screaming, yo, motherfucker! Went wild. And Jose knows this. We had, so in all the doors in the high school, there were magnets in the doors. So they didn't actually close all the way. It was for like school shootings and safety precautions. People can get out and get in. She ran out the door, took the magnet out the door, and threw it on the ground so that when the door closed, it slammed. And she walked out of class because I gave a rebuttal to her opinion. And
Nicole sounds like she's soft.
She lost it. It was the
Matt,
shit.
Basically, it was just, it could have been a very productive class, but it wasn't. And so I think I might, Dante, I probably was in that class for maybe a week, not even
3 days, because I was only there for 2 days before you left.
And I was just like, you know what? I'll take my ass back to the film lab and I'll just keep researching there and just
all I
watching
remember
movies.
is we brought up
'Cause
that
it was bad.
transgender conversation. This man's face went from to oh.
It was so bad. It was just handled
The worst part about
really
that
poorly. And I hope a better job has been done. I think genuinely it should have been. But
who gives a fuck? All I know, there was a bunch of homophobes in that gender study class, and it made the class so much more entertaining because the shit you would hear in the classroom was hilarious.
But what I like, I think it's even better. I think it's better if in high school you have a class that deals with that shit, and you have a bunch of people that are arrogant, and you go into there and
come out more informed.
You can see a different perspective.
That's why
you can respect that a little. You can respect other people.
No, you know how I got in that class? You know how I actually got into that class? So my teacher, she wasn't gonna let me in because she knew that there had been things that said about me that I was a homophobe, right?
Bro,
And
Dante, they just fucking wanted you gone out of that high
they
school,
hated,
bro.
dude.
They
People
hated
think
you,
you're a
bro.
homophobe now for the shit we talked about last year.
They hated my ass, bro.
People are fucking
I don't know
stupid.
why, but they just fucking hated this guy, and I truly don't understand why.
I mean, he is a
truly,
hateable guy.
There was what?
Fuck you.
There was.
A lot of people don't like Dante.
There's
I'm
no
cool.
reason not to, bro.
Cool with it, baby. I'm cool with it. See, people, and I've always known this. People don't like me because one thing, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't hide my emotions. I'm gonna say how I feel, whether you like it or not. And if you got a problem with it, nigga, fuck you. Kiss my ass. I don't give a
One
shit.
could say that's very feminine.
It's fine. And no, you can say it's feminine, masculine. I really don't give a damn. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna say what I say.
I'm
You got
just
a
fucking
problem
with you, bro.
it's cool.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking with you.
it's just
He's
yo,
trying to get.
there are
They
people.
do a very
I'm
good
just
job of
fucking
that.
with you.
There are people for
I'm
real.
just fucking with you, man.
There are really people for
So
real.
listen, if you're a homophobe, fuck you, bro. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, no.
What's
Like,
the problem? What do you have with the homosexuals?
Like,
I
if
got no problem with that.
like people had such a problem with me, but like how I got in that class was funny. I tried my best to get in the gender because I needed a class, and I begged Miss Brogan. I'm like, Brogan, please let me in a class. Please let me in a class. She's like, no. They don't want you in it.
That's crazy.
That's discrimination.
Like, no. And it wasn't like a mean no. It was like, Dante, we know the repercussions. If you get in this class, you're gonna piss some people off. I'm like, nah, I'm not. I promise. She's like, okay, fine. Like, you have to hit. Like, you get. So she was like, all right, in tonight's game, you got to knock down 3 threes. I was like, bet. So I get in the game. I start chucking, man. I chucking threes. Clank, clank. Yeah, you weren't going anywhere.
I see the thing, and I still stand by this, and I know I've said this often, and I'll say it. I will always say it. If you disagree with anything I have to say, you're always welcome on the show, and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But I find for you to dislike anything I have to say, and you're not being open to conversation, that is cowardice. I do not care. You're a coward. We don't have to agree.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not even the fact that I disagree with transgenderism. I have no problem with it. You should be able to live your truth.
You know, it's funny because in that class, that very class, the same teacher, we had a philosophy class, and sociology, and we talked about celebrities that had heinous acts. So I did my presentation on R. Kelly. I did my presentation on R. Kelly. And I went through the whole thing, talked about all the things, because at that time, the R. Kelly story, actually, that time, the R. Kelly story was big. And the funny thing is that the day before I did my presentation, the Michael Jackson Leaving Neverland documentary dropped on HBO. So I did my whole thing, explained everything. And when I was done, they asked questions. And one of the questions were, well, do you still listen to R. Kelly's music? And I said, of course I do. I'll never stop listening to R. Kelly's music. And people got extremely offended. And I was like,
why?
And I said, and it's crazy because this is the only time I ever said anything to a bunch of kids at Hillsborough, and I actually was able to change their mindset. I said, the first thing I said, and some people thought it was funny. I was like, did R. Kelly rape you? That was the first thing I said. Did R. Kelly rape you?
God damn.
No. I said,
Mike was like, guy, shit.
I said, did R. Kelly rape you? Did R. Kelly touch you? Did R.
Soften
Kelly
that up a
kidnap
little
you?
bit.
Do you know R. Kelly personally? Answer was no. And I was like, let's I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody uncomfortable. I just want you to answer these questions, yes or no. His music is completely separated from his personal life. I do not know Robert Kelly the man, but I know R. Kelly the artist. And I love his art form. What?
I think that is a gray line. You know, being an artist myself, I'm vulnerable on both sides. Whatever happens in my personal life, I sometimes might try to pour into my art. So the discussion of separating the person and the artist is a difficult discussion, but can someone truly separate themselves? Yada, yada kind of thing.
It's like the Chris Benoit thing. It's difficult.
It's difficult.
Hold up, sir. So, in your opinion, would you say it's ridiculous for someone to say that they hate R. Kelly?
No,
Who are you asking?
Oh no, no, it's not ridiculous.
you can hate him if you
Why
want
would you
to. It's
just?
that's
Why would
that's
you?
their
Why
own,
would you hate someone that hasn't done anything to you personally?
that's their own opinion. Like I said, I don't. I said, like I said, I hate Trump, but that's my own personal feelings.
Yeah, you didn't
It's okay
respond
to
the way
hate.
I thought you were going to respond. I'm gonna be real.
It's
I
okay
thought
to
you were going
hate.
to say
What
why.
you think I was gonna say?
Not that
Well,
you were
no,
going to
I
say
think
no.
What, to hate
I
R.
thought you were
Kelly?
going to say
Here's
yeah
the
to
thing.
hate R. Kelly.
Don't get me wrong. I understand why people hate R. Kelly.
I don't.
As a woman, hell yeah, I get it. Hell yeah, I get it. As a
I don't.
parent, yes, I understand. This man literally took children, teenagers, and put them in a cult essentially and took them away from their families, disconnected them from their parents, and didn't allow them to have any communication with them. So, as a parent, I understand why you would hate R. Kelly. As a woman, I definitely understand why you would hate R. Kelly. He did
I mean,
aim.
Scientologists do this shit every day.
Say what?
Scientologists do this thing every day.
Oh, we're
Take
not talking
people.
about Tom Cruise right now.
No, I'm not talking about Tom Cruise. I have nothing against Tom Cruise, Scientology, but I have nothing against that either. No, my listen.
Top Gun.
I was bumping some R. Kelly today. Matter of fact, step
What song?
in the name of love. Step in the name of love. Step,
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 side
side,
to side,
side.
round and round.
Oh
I don't
God.
care, bro. Listen, well, R. Kelly. See, Tyrese did an interview where he spoke on this, and he said Tyrese the man. I mean, not Tyrese. R. Kelly the man, and the shit that he did is fucked up,
Wrong.
right?
Disgusting.
But you cannot take away from the greatness of his music.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I will always bump and grind. One of my favorite songs is When a Woman's Fed Up. One of my favorite songs. In high school, you said, I'm standing here looking in the mirror. Oh, saying damn to myself. I used
I
to love
also
this shit.
saw a TikTok this week actually that said like the people who were harmed by R. Kelly deserve compensation. They can't get compensation if I don't listen to their music.
Well, that's not necessarily true anymore. Those women were paid already.
I don't know how long ago the clip was. I just happened to see it on TikTok.
No.
this
You
week.
was probably the guy who said it that didn't.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
settlement.
no.
They're not getting any more of that money, but
No,
that's
I feel for those people, man. Like,
Dude,
it's fucked
yeah.
up what happened to the individuals, right?
I don't know if y'all ever
But-
seen Surviving R. Kelly, but that was one of the most traumatizing shits I've ever seen.
did. I saw it.
It was traumatized. I saw all three. There's
Mhm.
3 separate 10-part documentaries. That's how bad that shit was.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about Diddy. Hey man, y'all
Did he
you
do
can
it?
say whatever you want about Diddy. Do I think the things that people have been saying about him are true? Yeah, 100%. Now I'm not listening
People
to
have been
Jack.
saying this for years.
People have been saying it for years. It's been covered up because the man has so much power. But you know the thing I find so funny about Diddy now, and it's a difference between the Diddy situation, the R. Kelly situation, the Diddy situation, and the Michael Jackson situation, is that there have actually been people that have come out in support of R. Kelly and in support of Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson's completely different. I don't think he did that shit. I think the motherfuckers wanted money. But with the R. Kelly situation, there are people that came out in support. They were like, not necessarily in support of the things that he did, but trying to protect his name as an
Yeah.
artist, protect his music. Nobody
Nobody.
is coming out for Diddy. Ain't no
Mhm.
everybody that's saying something, it's bad. It's negative. No one's defending him, no nothing, which means they know this shit's true and they don't want to say anything because they might
Or
They're going to incriminate themselves in the
Exactly.
process.
no, or they want him gone.
that too. And I think there are a lot of people in the industry that want him gone, but you got to think Diddy has
course.
a lot of power. But regardless of the fact,
Does he though?
look at them. Oh, Diddy? Well, not now. Not now. But you got to think about it. For a while, Diddy had one of the most successful liquor brands, one of the most successful clothing brands, the biggest rap music label in the
Ciroc
entire
ain't Diddy's.
Huh?
Ciroc is not Diddy's.
At
He's
one
the
point,
face of Ciroc. He's
but
the face of
that's
Ciroc.
that's my point exactly. That's power right there.
Okay.
He had
He's
steak.
not. Yeah.
He had
Ciroc's
steak.
been around before Diddy. Yeah.
Yes,
Ciroc
but he
was
also had,
around before Diddy.
but he made Ciroc like the hip
Yeah.
hop liquor. You
He
know,
made it sexy.
yeah, he made it.
Take that,
It
take that,
changed
take that.
everything. So that's
Yeah.
power right there. Sean John, that's power. But when I say
Yeah.
I'm able to separate it, and people might not like what I'm about to say, but where would music be without Diddy? Where would music for the last 30 years be without Diddy?
We wouldn't have Biggie.
Everybody that
Mm, I
wait.
would
Okay,
agree with you.
from Uptown to Bad Boy, where would we be without Diddy?
We'd
Jodeci,
be full of West
Mary
Coast
J,
rappers.
I'll Be Sure, Biggie, Mace, 112.
Yeah, Craig Mack. We can Daddy D Kane. We can keep going. We
You
can
can
keep
keep
going.
going. You know what I'm saying? You can go
Yeah.
and these are some of the most influential music artists in R&B and hip hop of all time. We don't have Biggie without him, and we don't have Mary
We would
J.
have Biggie without Biggie would still be alive without him though.
That's fair. That's very true, actually.
Ooh, you getting spicy. You getting spicy. But
Biggie wasn't making any money. Did you know that Biggie wasn't making any real money, and Biggie had signed a different deal with a different label before he had got. Did you know this? Did you know this? You didn't know this. I like to watch shit. I like to watch a lot of. I like to watch documentaries. I like to get high and deep dive into shit that I can find on the internet. That's why.
Amen.
That's why I have a lot of useless information in this brain of mine because I just get high and just watch shit. Because I just like to. I like to be able to talk to different people about different things. But listen, folks. All right, we're gonna have to go to church because it is 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Goddamn.
Okay.
Well, before I take us to church, Jose, you got a couple of accomplishments that you've had. You do filmmaking. You've talked about throughout the course of the show. You have some films in the circuit. Why don't you promote yourself and talk about some of those things real quick before I do my spiel?
No, I won't. I won't take time to link it up. But what I would like to take the time to do would be if each of you could literally just let me know some of your favorite movies and the last time you went to the theater. So Dante, you could start us off.
I see
Just
that.
a few movies that you like, just a few movies that you really like, and just
All
the
movies.
last time you went to the movie theater.
All movies I'm really into. Anything Scorsese. I listen. I watched Goodfellas last night. I was watching Gangs of New York the other day, and I was watching Casino again last week. So
These are favorite movies, nigga.
those are my favorite movies. Anything
really?
Scorsese,
Okay.
anything Scorsese, and Tarantino. Those are my two favorite.
Yeah, Tarantino's my guy, bro.
Favorite. The last time I was in the movie theater, last time I went to movies, I went to go see Alien. That was the last movie I saw in the theaters. The last Alien movie that came out. Absolutely hated it, but I went
Cup.
because
I'm just
I
saying.
had the tickets.
I
Yeah.
went last
Matt?
year. What did I go see?
Oh man, me.
Some of your favorite movies.
Star Wars for one. Anything that involves
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Shut your ass up.
Whoa, yeah. Well, calm down there. Let's see. Goodfellas is another one. Godfather. Everything except 3, mostly.
I just saw The Godfather for the first time 2 weeks ago.
I thought you saw it already.
Second one's my baby. I love
Yeah,
the second one.
That's a second one's even better. Oh man! And then the last time I saw a movie in the theaters was Deadpool and Wolverine. That was a phenomenal experience. I love that movie.
I actually like that movie. That was fun.
Saw it in IMAX. That was killer.
Mike.
So the
Camel Red.
last time I was in the movie theater was last year. I went to go see John Wick 4.
Oh, that was another great movie I forgot to mention.
I love John Wick.
John Wick movies are so good.
I love the first one and the second one. After that, I'm not the biggest fan. But the first one is gold.
Sexy.
They're re-releasing it.
Some of my favorite movies. So, shit. If I can narrow it down to just 3, I would say Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yep.
Schindler's List.
Good shit.
And random as fuck, Rush Hour 2.
Oh, hell no.
My favorite one is Rush Hour 2. Rush Hour 2. Yes, I love Rush Hour 2. It's my favorite one. I know that movie damn near line by line.
First one is better.
Opening scene.
First one's better.
That's fine. You can feel that way. I'm not. It's not something. If someone were to come and say Rush Hour 1 is better, I can't argue with that because Rush Hour 1 is good.
I heard someone tell me
another one.
that the most recent Bad Boys was the best one out of all four, and I thought they were fucking out of
Bullshit.
I haven't
good
seen
moments.
that one yet.
Ain't nothing better than Bad Boys 2. Straight
Oh,
up.
I fucking love that.
But no, my favorite movie of all time is definitely Shawshank Redemption. I love every
Shawshank
part of
Redemption's
that
really
movie.
Has
love
everyone
every
here
part of that
seen
movie.
Do the Right Thing?
Of course.
I have not, unfortunately.
You haven't.
Matt, you got to watch that movie. That movie is integral to cinema. That's one
Boycott
of
Styles, baby. Boycott
I think that's
Styles.
one
Yeah,
of
so is Pootie
25
Tang.
one of 25 movies that are part of. They're locked up in Congress, something like that. It's part of like some Congress thing.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was sent up to space
the congressional
shit, but-
library. Yeah.
Have you seen Pootie Tang, Matt? You seen Pootie Tang?
No, I never
I
heard
got
of it,
my
to be
baby
honest.
right here.
Yeah,
You've
Do the
never
Right
seen
Thing.
Pootie Tang?
Yeah,
have
the
not,
new song, the
unfortunately.
best song is. Yeah, that's a fire right there. Yeah, you gotta watch Pootie Tang, bro.
I was like,
Pootie
wait, what the
Tang,
fuck you going with?
Yeah, that's part of the song they played on the radio. His new hit. It's called. And then
Mike,
they
you ever
and there's
seen-
just silence for a couple minutes, and it's like, yeah.
Mike, you ever seen
Or
The
Coming to
Hateful Eight?
America. I started watching it. I don't know why I didn't continue watching, but I started to. I haven't finished it. So
I would love to talk to you about that movie.
Okay,
That
I'll watch
movie-
it and we can
That
do
movie's
this.
like one of my. It's my favorite winter movie to watch.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite Tarantino movies.
Well,
But
winter's coming. Let's watch it.
that
we'll talk
movie,
about
I would love to talk to you.
But you
With
got to
that
watch
because
the
that-
whole movie, Mike. You can't watch it in parts because on Netflix.
No. Yeah, well, I'll watch.
parts.
There's the extended version on Netflix,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is like, it's okay, but just watch the. Full
What's your
on.
favorite Tarantino movie?
That's a tough question. I actually
I have
own.
one.
I actually own
What is it?
every single one. I
Django.
don't know.
For me, it's
Depends on
Django.
just
Django's
You
my-
would like Django.
depends
Niggas
on the
in
mood.
chains.
If
You would like it.
that's
Like, it's
crazy.
like between that. That's fucking crazy, by the way. Like
Makes
between,
you feel
it's
right at
between that-
home, right? Niggas in chains. God damn it! What is that nigga doing on that nag?
Yeah, he voted for Trump twice, so you know he fuck with Django. Yeah.
Nah, for it's
Probably
just
like Calvin Candy's your favorite character, isn't it?
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
that's crazy.
Nah, he calls him Monsieur Candy.
I don't know. I really love the last one. I'm a big fan of all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I rewatch all of them just about every year.
Bro, Once Upon
I
a
haven't
Time,
se-
Hollywood wasn't good to me. I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh,
like.
it was so good.
I didn't like it.
So good.
So
I
Brad
love
Pitt
that
needs to
movie.
quit acting.
I gotta put Kill Bill in there because I love Kill Bill.
Dude, you'll love this. One second.
I was also going to say before I was rudely interrupted, Pulp Fiction's also up there for me too.
Pulp Fiction
got-
is my favorite one.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction.
I just wish it was like an order.
I got the
That
whole
was, like,
bloody affair.
Oh,
it's-
yo, Kill Bill. Kill Bill is such
This
a
is
sexy
with both
Tarantino
of them.
movie.
This is just
Yeah.
Kill Bill.
I'm
Such
mad.
a sex
Volume
movie.
3 never dropped. I'm
Sorry.
mad it dropped.
Sorry, what Mike, you said which one's your favorite Tarantino movie?
Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's my favorite. I love. I can't get enough of Pulp Fiction. It
By
was
the
it
way-
was the first. Go ahead.
I was going to say Jose constantly having to get up to get these
Yeah.
these DVDs makes
The 4K
is exactly
steelbook.
why I always talk about buy physical media.
My CD.
Dude.
Fuck streaming.
Been streaming.
Buy
Dude, I
shit.
physical
have-
media. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
All right. When
No,
all that shit
so-
disappears,
Yo, I'll
you're gonna
come
be
down to
fucking
South
crying
Carolina
about
right
it.
now and bust your ass.
No, you
Relax.
don't. You're not about that life. Stop
Relax.
it. You light skin. You are not about that
Make
life.
make the
Right.
12-hour drive. Go ahead.
Hey, name one light skinned gangster, please.
I don't know gangsters. Like what? I don't know.
No, I
white-
mean even ones that you hear about, like rappers talk about, rap about and shit. Name one or in a movie. In a movie. You watch enough nigga movies. Name me one light skinned gangster.
Lawrence Fishburne played Bumpy Johnson in Hoodlum. Bam.
But Bumpy Johnson wasn't light skinned.
Don't matter. You asked me, name a light skinned
Well,
nigga.
hey, man.
Why would you ask me? I'd answer the question. Answer the question. I'm
Bumpy
sorry.
Johnson wasn't light skinned.
All right.
Johnson was not light skinned.
Okay, Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas wasn't dark skinned. Frank Lucas was light skinned. Frank Lucas was
I
light
can't.
skinned.
I don't know. All the pictures I've seen of him are black and white, so I don't know.
In the coat, in the fur coat that got him arrested.
Can
Hey,
I
Siri.
take us to church now?
Show me a picture of Frank Lucas in the fur coat.
Yeah, Mike, definitely let me know when you watch The Hateful Eight. I would love to talk to you about that movie.
All right, Matt, go ahead. Take us to church,
All right.
man. Oh, shit. It's a light skinned nigga.
Is that light skin? Would we call that light skin?
Yeah, I don't think he dark.
Do y'all have this new AI shit on your phone too?
No.
Dr. Umar wouldn't like that screen saver. I'm just
What of my daughter? Dr. Umar,
That's wild. That's wild. Dante, that's wild. That's
listen,
wild.
me and
Dante.
Dr. Umar, I would love to talk to Dr. Umar. I do. But if he talked about my daughter, I would slap the black off of him. I swear to God.
Dr.
I swear
Umar
to God.
is so
Not my baby.
Guys, we're almost 3 hours into this. Can I take it?
I'm sorry.
sorry, bro. Sorry.
Go
I
ahead,
gotta
man.
edit this fucking shit over the weekend.
But it's your fault.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out episode 92 of the Bromigos podcast. We appreciate the fact that you listen this fucking far in, if you are listening anyway. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, a whole bunch of podcasting platforms. You can listen to us. It's a great show. We appreciate the fact you guys have been rocking with us this long. Text the show with all your opinions of everything you've heard about today.
Yeah, Jamingo.
Yeah. John, I know you're going to be listening and complaining about this in some way, shape, and form.
Especially
So
the Trump part, you old fuck.
We just love fucking with John Jamingo. It's
I
great.
do.
Twitter at Bromigos Pod, Instagram the Bromigos Pod. Same thing with the Facebook page. TikTok the Bromigos Podcast. YouTube we're still kind of working on, but the audio does drop on there. So check out the audio on there if that's your preferred platform. Shout out to my buddy Cole at Full Swap Radio. Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time is when they syndicate episodes of our show, although I'm sure they're not very happy about us going so fucking long these last couple of episodes that we've been doing. But
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry, guys. But, you know, anybody have any final thoughts? That it's not going to take another 20 minutes?
Regardless of who you vote for, go out and vote. Please. Regardless of who you vote for, go out and vote.
And if you don't vote, don't complain. Like I
Pretty
can.
much. Yeah.
Watch more movies. That's my.
Hey, buddy, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, party people.
No doubt, Jose. No doubt, my dog. All right, niggas. Peace.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I beat him.